in the heart of America. Today we are in Indianapolis, Indiana, and inside at the RCA Dome in downtown Indianapolis as Fox Television Sports presents the National Football League. As today in front of a packed house, the Washington Redskins at 1-6 take on the 3-4 Indianapolis Colts. Hi everyone, Kevin Harlan alongside former NFL playoff coach Jerry Glanville. The big story here, it all centers on a young rookie, 23-year-old quarterback from Tulsa and coming from Western Pennsylvania, Gus Frerotte, starting for the Washington Redskins today. Were you surprised by that move?
We sure were. We asked the head coach, why Frerotte? Why another rookie? Why are we going back to a rookie? He said he thinks he's ready to play, and the coach truly believes this is his best chance to win. He wasn't happy with the veteran when he played, and then the other rookie got hurt, and so now here comes Gus Frerotte.
And he becomes the second rookie this season to start for the Washington Redskins. First time that has happened since 1961. Well, the talk of the league is the sensational running back for the Indianapolis Colts. His name, Marshall Faulk, but is he necessarily the talk of the Colts themselves?
Not from the players, not from the coaches. The key is Potts. Roosevelt Potts, he's going to line up in 6 different positions. He's the lead blocker. He's got to be the guy that springs all the ability that's inside of Marshall Faulk.
Well, he's kind of a throwback player on this throwback game here at the RCA Dome. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station. Dome with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. The Colts have won the toss of the coin, and they have elected to receive. Gus Frerotte will have to wait a series. The young rookie quarterback, 7th-round pick out of Tulsa. Chip Lohmiller will kick off for the Washington Redskins. He has had a very difficult season so far, not only on kickoffs, as you see right there, but also in terms of field goals. However, his greatest success has been right here in this dome. Ronald Humphrey, one of the top return men in the AFC, is deep back for the Indianapolis Colts. Last week, the Redskins lost in overtime. They relinquished an 11-point lead and lost in overtime by 3 to the Arizona Cardinals. The Colts came off an unbelievable win at Buffalo. And gentlemen, start your engines from Indianapolis. We are underway. Out of the end zone, Ronald Murphy. And he's out to the 18-yard line, and the tackle is made by James Jenkins. Let's take a look at the Colts offense led by quarterback Jim Harbaugh, the former Chicago Bear, coming off his finest game of his career, 81% last week over Buffalo. The offensive line didn't allow a sack to Bruce Smith and company last week. Wolford, Dixon, Loudermilk, Stasiak, and Moss. And in the backfield, everybody's talking about Marshall Faulk, but Jerry's going to watch Potts with Dawkins and Turner, the wideouts. And the tight end is Kerry Cash. And the Colts begin at 1st down and 10 at their own 18-yard line. And Marshall Faulk right off the bat, slithering to the 21, gain of 3, and Tony Woods is there with the stop. Let's take a look at the Washington defense. The unit spends a lot of time on the field, in fact, more than any other unit in the NFL, with Palmer, Johnson, Bobby Wilson, and Tony Woods have been playing nice at that defensive end. Linebacking core, Collins, a heavy hitter, with Stowe and Ken Harvey, one of the top sack artists in the NFL. And the secondary, the speed merchant Green, with Morrison, Bayless, and Tom Carter. That defense now facing 2nd down and 6 by the Indianapolis Colts. Marshall Faulk with the block from Potts. Marshall Faulk has a 1st down. Inside the 40 to the Redskins 38-yard line, knocked out of bounds by Martin Bayless with a pickup of 40 yards. Roosevelt Potts sprung him free.
He got through the first group untouched. He got in the secondary, and a guy that we thought's been playing pretty good, Daryl Morrison, could not hang on. You'll see he gets through the front line untouched and has that good quickness. Daryl there slides off, didn't get his head in front, and Martin Bayless runs him down.
Top running back in the AFC, 3rd in the National Football League. Outside the 40, they have remarked it to 1st and 10. Faulk again. Marshall Faulk down to the 31, close to a 1st down. Daryl Morrison was there for the Washington Redskins.
The Colts have changed. They're setting their blocking back. We thought Potts was going to be a big factor, Roosevelt Potts. They're sending him off to a side to be a blocking back, and then they're sending Marshall away from him. So that's sort of a key breaker from what they've been doing. Both of the long runs came off a key breaker.
2nd down and 1 for the Colts, led by Coach Ted Marchibroda, 31st year in the National Football League. Humphrey is now in the backfield, replacing Falk. 2nd down and 1.
White 72! White 72!
Harbaugh. Here comes Roosevelt Potts, picking up yards, knocking over bodies to the 1st down at the 26-yard line.
Full speed running, no dodging. We're talking about Potts. What he does is lowers his head, runs heavy, gets his shoulder pads under your pads, and it's no dodging from Roosevelt Potts. You're going to love this guy the more you watch him.
Colts are trying to get back to 500 on the season. The Redskins have lost 5 consecutive games, trying to avoid 6 in a row. 4 plays and 4 rushes for Indianapolis in a 1st and 10. And they go to the ground again. A fumble on the play, and it's picked up by Indianapolis. Back at the 34, right guard Joe Stasiak jumped on the loose ball.
They were running a trap and trying to get to the backside, and you're going to watch Marshall. I don't know what happened to Marshall Falk. He has not been in for 3 plays, and so they tried the trap with Roosevelt Potts, and the ball came out. I thought, Kevin, the Redskins were going to have that thing.
Looked like it for a second, Jerry. It looks like Sterling Palmer is on the ground for the Washington Redskins.
79 is pulling there to trap, and there really was no room, and he didn't hang on to the ball.
We talk about this.
I thought Harvey was going to pick that thing up and run with it.
Well, we've got an injury timeout on the field, and we have no score between the Colts and the Redskins here in downtown Indianapolis. Look at across the way for the Washington Redskins. Shane Collins will take his place at the right end position.
They've been wanting to see Shane Collins anyway. The head coach said last night that he wants to get more play and find out how good he is, and so this is a chance for him to line up and play on run down, not just pass downs.
Falk is back in the game. Lost his 7 on 1st down, 2nd down and 17. Harbaugh, first pass, and it's short. Looking for the tight end, Kerry Cash, and covered on the play by a host of players, including number 90, Tyrone Snow. Harbaugh is coming off an 81% performance last week in Buffalo.
Tim Johnson, number 78, comes untouched. You'll see him right here. Does an arm over, instant movement. Got by Randy Dixon much too easy. Didn't give Harbaugh a chance. He got there too easy.
That defense looking not to spend as much time on the field. We'll get into that in just a second with a 3rd and 17. Movement on that left side looked like tight end Kerry Cash. He caught a touchdown last week against the Buffalo Bills, was moving.
Unfortunately, they started off.
Number 88, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down. Prior to any snap.
They started off with a couple of real good runs, but since then, they are going in the wrong direction.
Now, does that surprise you, Jerry, in terms of how they began this game?
I was surprised that Marshall Falk came out of the game. He missed 3 plays, and I think they lost their rhythm. They didn't throw the ball when he was out of there, and I think that's what got him in trouble here.
They got him back in now. 3rd down and 22 yards to go, and from the gun, Harbaugh. Harbaugh looking to run for the 1st down, and he's going to be shy out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Was it a case that was the play call, Jerry? Everyone was covered downfield.
What was called was a dash, really what started in the Redskins with Joe Gibbs, where they were blocking and securing the corner to the quarterback's right. His job was to sprint out and dash that way and see who was open. That also gives you only half a field to throw to. And he didn't like it. Was nobody open. The Redskins did a good job on defense, and he kept it and ran.
So Biasucci will be trying a field goal of 50 yards. NFL kickers this season have only gone 2 of 27 from 50 or more. And Biasucci will try it right from 50 with the hold from Ron Stark. The distance. And Biasucci becomes the 3rd kicker in the National Football League to kick it for more than 50 this season. Behind the running of Marshall Falk, giving him field position. Indianapolis Colts have a 3-0 lead on Washington. Succi sets the kickoff. And Jerry, the man returning this kickoff, Brian Mitchell, for the Redskins, in your opinion, may be the difference for the Skins today.
He leads the National Football League in all-purpose yardage, and he's the weapon. We did the game with the Saints, and of course he turned that game around. But watching the Colts practice, listening to the coaches talk, this is the guy they fear the most.
Ricky Urbans will join Mitchell back there. 8-play drive. Marshall Falk gobbling up most of those yards on that drive by the Indianapolis Colts. And setting for his first start over on the sideline is Gus Frerotte. And the kickoff by Biasucci.
Offsides on the kickoff.
Brian Mitchell, he'll take it out of the end zone. And he's chopped down at the 17-yard line, brought down by Damon Watts. And a flag thrown by Jerry Markbright and crew.
It looked like number 55 was offsides.
That'd be Quentin Coriat.
When they kicked off.
This is the same refereeing crew that did the Denver-Kansas City game Monday night out of Mile High Stadium, and they were throwing a lot of penalty flags in that one.
Watch 55. There it is.
You
That's
called
close.
it.
Offside on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Free kick.
Jerry Markbright wanted to be sure his wife on Monday night knew where he was. They had 9 holding penalties in the Monday night game. And Jerry, your wife knew where you were working that night.
Tell you what, he has worked some pretty big games. He has either been involved in the conference championship or a Super Bowl over the last 4 years. He is one of the very best in the National Football League.
And he's a good man. He does a lot of things with the United Way and
Yes,
helps kids in his area. So all officials are not bad people. Not all of them.
I hope we've got that on tape, because you're the one who said the NFL stood for not for long, huh? Because of the referees. Well, here's Biasucci again, 5 yards back now to the 25-yard line, and there again is Brian Mitchell. He leads the NFL in every particular category as a combination, and by a large margin, too.
And the kicker, yes, he's wearing his wedding ring. Only a kicker or a punter would wear a ring or a watch. They don't know there's physical. This guy, when he's done kicking, wants to become an actor. In the offseason, he went to New York to find out how to become an actor. I said most punters and kickers act most of their life. They think they're working for a living.
They went to a school was conducted by Lee Strasberg, but Biasucci is a long-time Indianapolis Colt kicker.
He has his wedding ring on. His wife loves him for that.
And Roby, the punter for the Redskins, wears a watch.
You should never. If you're wearing a watch, you better be taking medicine if you're playing in the National Football. He's wearing a watch. What does he care what time it is? He's on a charter.
Only time he's worried about is his hang time. Biasucci to kick off again. 3-0 Indianapolis. And Mitchell and Urbans deep back. And this will be returnable for Brian Mitchell again from the 12. And now he's going to give the Redskins much better beginning field position. He's out to the 28-yard line, and Damon Watts again makes the stop for the Indianapolis Colts. He picks up 10 yards on that play. And here comes Gus Frerotte. 7th-round pick from Tulsa. 23 years old, and the talk of the nation's capital this week. On that line, Brown, McKenzie, and Simmons have started every game. Lachey didn't last week. He will today. Giesick, the former Cowboy. And Urbans led all rushers a week ago with Mitchell in the backfield. Ellard and Howard, the wideouts, and Ethan Horton is the tight end. In motion is Cedric Smith, and the handoff goes to Ricky Urbans. And he's to the 31-yard line, a pickup of a couple, and Jason Belzer, the strong safety, makes the stop. Every member of the defensive line got a game ball last week in Buffalo for the Colts. They include Bennett, who's really a player, Siragusa McCoy, and Freddie Jonah in the linebacking core. Quentin Coriat, Jeff Frerotte, maybe the best defensive player you haven't heard of, and Stephen Grant, the other outside man, and longtime Colt Eugene Daniel, Buchanan, Belser, and Ambrose in the secondary. Now facing a 2nd down and 7 by Frerotte, who is yet to throw and hands off for a second consecutive time. And it goes to the hard-charging Ricky Urbans and brought down by Jeff Frerotte.
You have to go to the running game when you have a rookie quarterback in the National Football League. Not a lot of people can win with a rookie quarterback. So what you have to do if you have one, you have to run the football. You have to be able to stick it up in there. Now, they believe Farrat can throw, and they have some things for him to do, but he'll be, Kevin, on quick reads. He's only going to look here and look there, and the ball's got to go 1-2, or he's got to take off.
You know what, Jerry, all season long during practice, he's been running the opponent's plays and not even the Redskins' plays in practice. So this week he took all the snaps. So now he faces 3rd and 1. Double tight ends. And this is Cedric Smith. And he plows ahead for a first down. Cedric Smith, was the blocking back for Emmett Thomas while down at Florida. That's a first down for the Washington Redskins.
He got up through there and made that look pretty easy. Well, wasn't much confrontation at the line of scrimmage. Got into the linebackers in a hurry.
I think he called him Emmett Thomas. I was looking on the sideline at the old Kansas City secondary man over there for the Redskins. Emmett Smith, of course.
Good secondary coach.
Yes,
too,
he
Kevin.
is. But there's Cedric Smith, who blocked for Emmett Smith down at Florida. First down and 10. Mitchell and Irvins in the backfield. And you see Mitchell in motion, number 30. Farrat.
First pass, a little high ball there.
Ryan Mitchell can't lasso that pass. Lassoing us now is James Brown. And right now, let's go for McDonald's game break. And let's return to our studios in Howard. James?
All right, Kevin, in New Orleans, the Saints marched 77 yards on their opening drive, culminated with that 3-yard run by Derek Brown. Saints lead at 7-0, that in the first. Let's take you back to Indianapolis. Kevin and Jerry.
Jimmy Everett against his old team, the Los Angeles Rams. 2nd down and 10. And again the call. Ricky Irvins as he weaves his way out to the 44-yard line. He was going to be a 3rd down back. Reggie Brooks will see time, but Brooks has missed the last 2 games. Ray Buchanan and Freddie Joe Nunn make the stop.
They're running up inside. You got to watch number 61, Tony McCoy, comes off the down block, loops around. You'll see him right into here. He'll get the down block from the right tackle. He slides off, keeps his hand, and makes him cut back inside. Good job by Tony McCoy.
Key today for the Redskins, sustaining drives and running out the clock. 3rd down and 8 right now. And a fumble by Farrat. He'll go down. And Washington will have to punt on their first possession. We talked about sustaining drives. That, to me, is their whole key offensively.
You got to convert on 3rd down. And, of course, the rookie quarterback in the center had a bad exchange. You're lucky they didn't lose the ball. You're playing with a rookie. Not many. Maybe only rookie head coaches will play with rookie quarterbacks. There's the ball. Get on. At least he saved it. He'll come back. We love talking to this kid. This is a good kid. Got a good heart. He'll play. He said, one thing I'll do, I'll play as good as I can play. And the people back home in his hometown, they're all sitting in the fire hall watching him.
They indeed are. Back in western Pennsylvania, a small little town outside Pittsburgh by about 40 miles. Here's Reggie Roby with the punt.
Let him go, let him go.
It's low, but it's got some distance. And Duel Brewer from the 18. Flag is thrown as Brewer works his way out to the 23-yard line.
He couldn't decide whether to fair catch it or catch it. There was total indecision in that play.
Lamont Hollenquist makes the stop for the Redskins. 42-yard punt by Reggie Roby.
Illegal block, number 30 on the return. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Another timeout. The penalty is against Derwin Gray, the free safety. Washington trailing 3-0. Redskins have one of the best followings of any team in the National Football League.
They have one of the best fight songs, that's for sure.
It's really good, yeah. There's Norv Turner. You said something a second ago that kind of caught me. First-year coach with the rookie quarterback. Mark Shabroda, just the opposite. He wanted a veteran quarterback. He's been in the league 31 years.
That's why Harbaugh's here. You know, it's funny. We asked Mark Shabroda why Harbaugh. Says he's been there 8 years. He's done it. He's been under fire. And going with a rookie head coach is tough on, with a rookie quarterback is tough on a rookie head coach and your whole football team.
Harbaugh, who began in '87 and went to last year with the Chicago Bears, 30 years old. And they let him go in Chicago because they thought that he was not really suited for the passing timing offense of Coach Dave Wanstead. And Ron Turner, who is Norv Turner's brother, now the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. So Harbaugh comes here, brought here by Bill Tobin. Now he's got it first down and 10 yards to go, and he's inside his 15. Second possession today for the Indianapolis Colts.
Two tight end set, Kevin.
And Marshall Falk, the call. And very little up the middle, and that front line was there.
We're going to try to run the blast with a cutback. You're getting it too tight in, so you cut off the backside pursuit. That way the free end is one man wider. So what they were trying to do there is start Marshall to the left and cut it back. But good play by the Washington. I love these old uniforms. These are the best looking Redskin uniforms other than the throwbacks with the maroon jerseys.
If I were the Redskins, I'd want these, I think, over their others.
I'd say from now on, this is what we wear. This is the best looking outfit.
I agree with you. Second down and 10. Potts in motion, the pitch out to Falk. And no place to go. Ken Harvey was there. Lightning quick Ken Harvey as Washington made some defensive adjustments here. Potts, he's the guy, and you got to love the safety. The safety just shook him right off. Potts has been a good blocker. Watch the motion by Potts. He's going to hit up on, I believe, 34 Ray Buchanan, and he gets pad under pad and knocks Potts backwards. We haven't seen that in film. Right.
Remember, when you're in blocking and you're in space, the low man wins. The guy whose pads are under it. Look at Potts here. He's trying to say, I got knocked down. What happened?
Third down and 9. And once again, Harlan is done.
Pardon me, that was Bayless that knocked him down.
Good time for Harbaugh, and he's right on the money for a first down for the Indianapolis Colts. Caught by Floyd Turner, the former Saint, and a pickup of 14 yards for Jim Harbaugh.
Floyd Turner in New Orleans was a guy that could not only catch passes, could score touchdowns. And he'll take a hit inside and he'll run fast. And I think they've done a good job of collecting some good people for the offense from different teams on this Colts. You can look up and down the Colts, and players came from everywhere, and they can play.
They got a first down right now, and here's Marshall Faulk again. Working his way out to the 34. Tyrone Stowe made the stop. You know, when you assess the quarterback, Jim Harbaugh, I would imagine that running game led by Faulk has got to be vital to his passing.
What the coaches are excited about with Harbaugh, they're no longer playing Frisbee football. They don't have the golden arm. They don't have the great throw. But it gives you a better attitude. It makes you come back and run. Makes you play football rather than basketball on grass.
Frisbee football.
Frisbee, throw it every down. They got away from that. The Frisbee guy went to Atlanta.
Speaking of Jeff George, of course, second down and 5 for the Colts, who lead it 3-0. Boy, they're using Faulk a lot today. And here he goes again. The 38-yard line, very close to a first down, if not achieving it on that run. Nice cutback, too, once you got in the middle.
Good cutback. Started off to his left and cranked it on back. Marshall Faulk. Here's all the rookies in their first 7 games. Look at Marshall's on top. He's done better than Barry Sanders, Jerome Bettis. He's the guy. 6 touchdowns. Nobody else in that area. This guy's for real.
Today, 7 carries and 62 yards for Marshall Faulk. Now he's going to be split as a wide receiver on this play with a 1st and 10. They're going to blitz or not? Harbaugh. Sean Dawkins. There's a flag, and there's a gain of about 8 near the 47-yard line.
Sean on the inside slant. Didn't have a great year last year. May had his eyes closed on that one. But he did come in there, and he did make the catch. Everybody's wanting him to be better. He's a first-round pick. There's Mark Wright.
It's against the Redskins.
We know you're here today, Jerry.
The defense for Washington's already been on the field a long time, Jerry, and they have, over the last 2 games, been on the field as much as the last 3 games.
Holding. Number 25, defense. Penalties declined. 2nd down.
Or what seems to be 3 games.
You can't take that many snaps. If they play a lot of snaps again this week, they're going to have to rest them. You're going to have to go back to practice at the Redskins Park and say no pads on the defense. You're playing 3 games every 2 weeks. You got to rest them. You got to sneak an extra bye week in there if you're going to play all those snaps.
2nd down and 1. And again, Faulk is in the backfield for Harbaugh. Marshall Faulk climbing close to a 1st down. Redskins defense has been on the field more than any other defense in the National Football League. And Norv Turner knows that his offense has got to keep that defense off.
You got to run the ball on offense, and you got to convert on 3rd down to help he knows that. And the only guy that can help him on 3rd down is you got to throw the ball to Henry Elliott. Look at these total plays. Look at this graphic. Washington, 45 rushes. Opponents, 92. You're talking about a team that's bruised, the team that's getting beat on.
First down by Falk, and it's first down for the Indianapolis Colts. And again, Marshall Falk. Oh, what a play! He lands at the 45 after picking up 6, most of it through the air.
and Potts making the block. It makes you believe you got a first-round pick, Kevin. Do you pick the quarterback? Here's our Potts. He's going to lead it. Here comes. There goes Potts up through. 42 on the kick out. Jump by Falk. Bayless can't squeeze the hole. Do you draft the quarterback for the quickest help, or do you draft the best running back? Do you take Marshall, or do you take Schuler? If you want instant help, Kevin, take the back. If you're looking for, got a long-term contract, take the quarterback.
Roosevelt Potts.
They're winning up
first down.
The Colts are winning up front. This whole group is going to get pushed back. Remind you now, they're playing their 4th game in 3 weeks. Push, shove. Randy Dixon. I know Tim Johnson's a good football player, but they are coming out after him. They are knocking people back.
Well, the Colts today wanted to put together another good game. If they had last week in Buffalo, they wanted to put another good game right on the heels of that. And it looks like right now they're starting. Here's the 10th play of the drive and a 1st and 10 for Harbaugh, who will go right to the air. And looking now for his second receiver. Will throw it away. Pressure was applied by Shane Collins.
Not the best arm, this quarterback. Not the best thrower. But this quarterback is a leader. They didn't need the best thrower. They wanted to come back and hit somebody. They wanted to have an attitude. This guy is a leader. His daddy, the head coach at Western Kentucky, this kid helps his dad recruit football. This kid eats, sleeps, and drinks football. That's what makes him better. And there's his backup. No rookies at the quarterback position wearing the blue.
He's got 49 career starts, most of which with Green Bay. In fact, he came in last week and helped out Harbaugh, who was rattled in the 4th quarter in Buffalo.
Hurt his hand. Harbaugh hurt his hand. And when he came in, first pass he threw was a touchdown.
Another pass by Harbaugh. This time, Marshall Falk close to a first down at the 31 of Washington.
Okay, what's happening here is the quick slant. 1-2 fire. 1-2 fire. You're going to see him drop, and it's a quick slant. The corner is sitting outside. The corner's outside. They can't stop this. There's the diagonal with the tight end. There's the slant. The only thing the Redskins have to do is say, hey, if you're away from the strong safety, play inside on the corner. Make him throw the out. Harbaugh can't throw the out. Don't let him throw the slant.
They say Falk may be just as good a receiver as he is a running back.
That'd make him pretty good.
3rd down and 3, and here comes Falk. And he's close to the 30 and still a football's length away from the first down. Tyrone Stowe made the stop.
Good play by Tyrone. Nice job. No movement. The Redskins mustered up. They got up on their hind legs and pushed him backwards.
That's 4th down, Jerry. Do you go for it if you're Ted Marchibroda?
Well, Ted just got a new contract, so it's his decision. He won a game last week, which gave him another year's extension. So his win last week included $500,000 for next year. So now you can do about what you want to do. Might as well go for it.
That's exactly what he'll do on
contract.
13th play of this drive. Marshall Falk. He's got the first down. To the 28-yard line of the Washington Redskins. The tackle made by Darrell Green, the right cornerback.
Real good penetration by the Redskins. Without a great back, you're going to see people come up to you here. Without a great back, they stop it. Keep on coming. I think that's Tim Johnson all the way in the backfield. A normal back, they get the ball back. This guy's not normal.
Do you think Falk is a great running back, Jerry? They're classifying some people are as the next great running back.
Great is used too much in the National Football League. You got to play and earn great. He's good. You're not great when you run out of bounds on contact. You're not great when you're a rookie. You become great when you do it and do it and do it.
Here's Roosevelt Potts. High pick a season ago, and he muscles his way to the 22.
Had a pulling guard in a trap on that one.
Colts are trying to put another good game on the heels of last week's win in Buffalo. They've already got a 50-yard field goal, and they're shutting out the Redskins 3-0. Here in the Midwest, it's a beautiful day in Indianapolis, and we are indoors at the RCA Dome, formerly known as the Hoosier Dome. We begin the second quarter with the Colts on a long drive and a lead of 3-0 on the Washington Redskins. That defense has been out there already, Jerry, a long time today.
Indiana has had the ball for 11 minutes. The Colts for over 11 minutes. They're wearing on them. This is a tired defense from taking so many snaps.
Now it's second down and 5, and this is Marshall Faulk wrapped up at the line. Getting him that time was Dexter Nottage.
A little too much dancing that time. Sometimes you got to go straight ahead. Sometimes you got to hit it. Defense did a good job, held their ground, and he didn't hit up in there. He's not going to get hurt running that soft. He was soft going up in there. That's why don't use the word great until they earn it.
Nottage, who made the tackle right there, hasn't played football in the last 2 years from Florida A&M. Came back this year in the draft, and great story for the Washington Redskins. Now their defense has to buckle in again. Third down and 6 for Harbaugh. Harbaugh, Dawkins, touchdown. .24 yards to last year's top pick out of Cal, Sean Dawkins. And it's 9-0, Indianapolis.
That will help Dawkins because he needs to jump up in there and do things. Watch this throw. Watch the protection. Here's Harvey. Harvey's a good football player. Watch the protection. There's Wolford keeping him out of there. Look at this throw. He's got 1 inch to get it in there, and Harbaugh is the leader. Watch Harbaugh. He's not that excited. He talked to us about that. He's not going to jump around for the first time in his life. He's going to sit on the bench when the Colts defense are in there. Says he's calming down a little bit.
Dean Biasucci. And the first play of the second quarter, a big one for Sean Dawkins and Jim Harbaugh. 10-0, the Colts. Right in keeping with what they did last week.
I remember last week they had a 17-play drive. How long was this one they just had? This one must have been about 16, huh?
Long and almost 9 minutes. Ryan Mitchell and Ricky Irvin's deep back for Dean Biasucci. Ryan Mitchell from the 2. And a block and a spin, and he's out to the 23. And brought down by Jason Belzer. Let's look at that touchdown again.
Talking to Jim Harbaugh, I said, you look so much better. Why are you so much patient? For the first time, I've got a left tackle. Here's Harvey, who's a real good football player. He's going to hold him out of there. Pardon me, the guy inside, he's got him. Wolford's got him. And he says, that's what's making me a better quarterback, that I know my backside is protected. They got this guy from the Buffalo Bills.
Now how does the rookie quarterback, Gus Frerotte, respond? First down and 10. And he gives to Ricky Irvin. Bouncing around, gets it out near the 28, 29-yard line. First time the Redskins had it, they had the punt. They've only had it a handful of minutes in this ball game. They need to have sustained drives today.
And help the defense. You ever play on a pinball machine that he ran up in there and hit a bumper and bounced out of there and went back in there? Ricky's getting a little bit pinballed in there.
Is there a feeling, Jerry, that Turner may even like Frerotte more than Schuler?
I didn't get that feeling. I think that he does think that he's capable of helping them win football games now. He hasn't said, I give up on the season. He said, this is my best chance to win.
On second down and 5. Frerotte going long. Incomplete, looking for wide receiver Henry Ellard. We're going to go long now, back out to Hollywood. And with this McDonald's update is James Brown. James?
Hey, Kevin, Jim Everett is finding his wide receivers. He is clearly fired up to be facing his ex-mates, the Rams. A 30-yard bullet to Wesley Walls. Jim Everett, 8 of 8, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. Saints on top, 14-7. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Good one down in Cajun country. Wesley Walls, the former backup tight end to Brent Jones in San Francisco. 3rd and 5. The Redskins over the last couple weeks, 16% on 3rd downs. Frerotte, it's caught for a first down.
Nice throw.
Henry Ellard, the veteran, and they'll move the chains in a pickup of 14 by the youngster Frerotte.
If you're going to convert, you got to find Henry Ellard. He's the guy that can convert the 3rd down. Nice throw. His throws were high until this one. And your throws are high when you're a rookie in this league because you're speeding everything up. You're trying to make everything too fast. If you go back to Heath Schuler, all his passes were high.
Barat from Ford City, Pennsylvania. And they're watching us back there today. First down and 10. He wants to go long. And he's got a receiver. To the Colts 7, Titus Winans. What a throw by Barat.
Did the fake pump. He pumped him one time. That was the dash. Here's the dash where you run outside and you're protected on the corner. Fake pump, let it go. He had to wait on the ball or we had a touchdown.
Damon Watts knocked him out of bounds. And how did the 23-year-old react to that long completion, his longest of his career? Pretty cool, I'd say. Inside the 7, first and goal. Irvins to the 3. Jeff Farad, the Colts' leading tackler, wraps him up.
That was the lead. They're going to take the fullback in there and stick him at the linebacker. Everybody was playing good football. Everybody getting after everybody. Now there's going to be substitution. They're inside the 5, so there's going to be substitution of personnel on both teams here. Bring in some more tight ends. Bring in a back.
Jerry, if you had a rookie quarterback, you were going to start him on the road, and not only on the road, but in a dome, what kind of things would you have told Farad before the game today?
I liked his whole attitude. I don't think anything will bother him. I think the coach is right in that respect. He says, I'm going to play. I'm going to play as good as I can play, and nothing will bother me.
Second down goal from the 3. He's a little bit high, once again looking for Titus Winans.
Everybody in Washington, D.C. been seeing high balls. Well, you've been seeing rookie quarterbacks. The whole game gets speeded up. It's like watching this and then someone took the projector and put it full speed. And the quarterbacks are rushing it. I watched Schuler rush it, and now this rookie's rushing it. You sort of got to work your way out of that thing.
Third down. Goal to go. Ball at the 3. Barat. All-out blitz. They were going to the tight end, Ethan Horton. Scraping himself off the floor is Farad. Hit hard by Stephen Grant.
That is not the quarterback's fault. These people are all going to blitz. That's not the quarterback's fault. We're not protecting him on this one. You can't do that to a veteran, let alone a rookie. You can't just let him run on in there in the A-gap. He's in his face on the A-gap. He's coming right up the middle. Not enough time. Can't set your feet. Got to throw a jump ball.
Well, here's a 21-yard field goal by Chip Lowmiller, who has been tested in practice over the last couple weeks. They brought in other guys to try out for his position because of his ineffectiveness. However, in this building, he has had some of his greatest career success. Lowmiller puts the Redskins on the board. 11:33, second quarter. Colts 10, Redskins 3. Well, she's in Redskin colors, but she's got gold-colored bonbons. I know who she's rooting for.
She's rooting for a tie.
Here's Lowmiller's kickoff after his 21-yard field goal to put them on the boards, and Ronald Humphrey inside the 5. Oh, nice special teams to the 13-yard line. Tackle was made by Lamont Hollandquist. Also down there for the Redskins was Johnny Thomas. Colts 10, Redskins 3. Now the Colts respond here. And they got it first down and 10 yards to go. All 3 starts by the Colts today inside their 20-yard line. Roosevelt Potts from Rayville, Louisiana. Tackled by Lamar Mills.
And that puts Marshall Faulk as a flanker when they get into that set. Roosevelt Potts in the backfield when they broke the set. And they have enough confidence. Then you'll see later Potts out there as a flanker. So they're really building the one-back set with either back going out wide.
Bobby Wilson out of the game with the groin pull. Sterling Palmer injured early in the game. X-rays on his neck. So already that beaten up Redskin defense gets a couple other shots. Here's a second down and 8. Wide open Marshall Faulk. A foot race with Harvey, and this is a touchdown. 85 yards to Marshall Faulk in the second touchdown pass today on the Redskins.
Having a linebacker locked up with the kind of speed that Marshall has, you can get into trouble if you don't have some safety help, and that's what you saw.
Harbaugh with 2 touchdown passes today, including an 85-yarder, which is a career long by Harbaugh. (16-3) the Colts. And Biasucci tack on one more. 10:36 second quarter. Marshall Faulk has done it all. Run the ball and catch that long touchdown pass from Harbaugh. 17-3 Indianapolis. He's got 7 touchdowns this year, all here in this dome. None on the road. That was a big one.
We saw the graphic where he was ahead of all the other rookies. There's Harbaugh. There's a leader. I like a quarterback that his life is not surrounded by golf. You know, the coach says he comes and works out. If your quarterback is shooting par, you're probably, as a coach, in trouble. You better look for a new job. This quarterback in the offseason works out 3 days a week. I like that.
He set the tempo for this offseason program, they say.
And today, he was the one that was chosen to speak to the team. He was the one that his job was to get the team ready mentally.
On the kickoff by Dean Biasucci. From the 7-yard line, Brian Mitchell. He was stuck on the play by Stephen Grant. Let's watch that long 85-yard touchdown pass completion again.
Because it's a slot, this man and this safety are comboing the slot. They are going to double that man. This wide receiver is going to go inside. That leaves this linebacker alone on this guy, Marshall Faulk, with no help from the safety. Let her roll. Here she goes. There's the linebacker tripped and fell. Look at all the men comboed inside. That's like stealing.
1st and 10 from the Redskins 32. And Perrott right to work. And going long. And he's got Henry Eller at the Colts 48-yard line.
Best throw so far, too. Stayed right in there and threw that ball.
21-yard pickup on the play for Norv Turner's Washington Redskins.
They told us last night that he'll throw a body pass. You won't have to reach for it. That'll be in the framework of your body. There's the release. There it is, right in the framework of the body.
Perrott now 3 of 7 on the day, and a couple long pass completions included. We have not seen Reggie Brooks as of yet. Perrott, a little high. Desmond Howard. He's complaining about the number of passes thrown to him. He's only got 10 catches all season, and this really has been a sore subject in Washington, the topic of Desmond Howard.
I think rookie quarterbacks, your numbers go down. In fact, looking at Henry Eller, started off so good when Freeze was playing. We sort of said that his catches went on Freeze. When Freeze went out, your catches drop when you play rookie quarterbacks.
2nd down and 10. And Ricky Irving. Dancing a little bit. Jeff Perrott got him around the ankle. And a gain of 1 on the play. Here's our Aflac trivia question today.
I will not take a guess.
You guessed it last week in L.A. Who is the only member of the Redskins to have his jersey number retired? Oh. They've had a lot of great players.
I can guess that one. I'm not giving that one on the air.
It'll be 3rd down and a long 9. Make it 10. Perrott.
There's the guy.
Ellard and a 1st down.
Your 3rd down conversions have to be Ellard. You got to get the ball to Ellard.
19-yard completion by the rookie.
Look at him stand in there, Kevin. Good throw, good spiral. Let's see if it's in the framework of the body. There it is, just what Henry told us last night. He said it'll be in the body.
12th all-time receiver in the history of the NFL, Henry Eller. 1st down and 10. 2nd receiver, it's a screen pass, and it goes to Brian Mitchell. Colts read it well. Tackle by Stephen Grant.
Good defense. Tony McCoy again running around for the big man, getting in on the cleanup. Grant getting an angle. McCoy running. Trying to take a little heat off the quarterback, but he's really not getting that pressure now that he got earlier.
Third-year player from Florida. Reserve until this year, Tony McCoy. And that's a 2nd down and 9. Colts lead 17-3. To the 11, Brian Mitchell, and a 1st down for Washington. The young kid's picking up some steam.
And not much room there, Kevin. That was crowded. There was just a little area to get that ball in there, and he throws the slant. Good delivery. Body throw, in the body, in the body. You don't get stretched out. You don't get hung out. They said he won't get you hurt. He'll put the ball in the body.
Redskin offense struggles inside the 20-yard line, inside the scoring zone. Let's see how they fare here. 1st down. Farrat looking for Ellard and out of bounds.
That was a good thing he threw that high. If he threw that good, that was intercepted. That was a pickoff with the corner. Now the rookie's got to learn. Once you cross the goal line, everybody plays underneath. You got to throw the ball over the top. Everything changes down here now inside the 15-yard line. All corners are playing squat technique underneath all the routes.
In this building, they hold the scouting combine, and this is where Farrat really made a dramatic impression on Redskin scouts, Redskin coaches. And now here he is with his first start in his career back in the building where he may have helped his cause getting drafted. 2nd down and 10. Standing in that pocket, and he's got the tight end, Ethan Horton. He's out of bounds at the 10, not picking up much on the play. His first reception today.
With Brian Mitchell in motion, he'll motion out to the quarterback's left. It left the linebacker on the wideout. This is the guy that motioned. They had to kick people. We got a linebacker on a wideout. If the Redskins see that in the press box, that's a touchdown. See what I'm talking about right there? If he runs a fade, motion out. Once the back went past the split end, the linebacker had to split in.
3rd and 7. And they remember now the Redskins only 16% on 3rd downs of the last 3-4 games. Farrat out of the reach of Henry Ellard. Coverage on the play by Leonard Humphreys, number 23. And on trots, Lowmiller.
When you get inside the 15, Kevin, and you run the post corner down in this tight, you got to remember there's nothing deep that can hurt the defensive back, so they're coming underneath it. Farrat's doing the right thing here, throwing it away. If he tries to stick it in on both of those, what they call a 7 route or a post corner route, they would have been picked off. Things change down in here.
And Miller's already kicked 1 field goal today. This will be a 27-yard attempt. And on the hold from John Freeze. And he got it. 6:28, 2nd quarter of play. Colts trying to even their record. Washington trying to avoid losing their 6th consecutive game. Colts on top. 17-6 lead over the Washington Redskins. Couple touchdown passes by Jim Harbaugh. Kevin Harlan alongside former NFL playoff coach Jerry Glanville. Harbaugh's been great. Farrat's been good too in his first start.
Both quarterbacks, I think Farrat's really getting the feel of it, but the Colts still have the 2 backs. They got Potts and Falk, and that's probably going to be the difference unless Mitchell can return a kick.
I'm concerned too about the Redskin defense. They continue to stay on the field a very long time.
Well, one thing helped there, that's the first time the Redskins had a drive. Had a drive, took the time.
And the kickoff goes out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. The ball is put in play on the 40-yard line by rule.
And so with that new rule in the NFL this year, Jerry, they put the ball back out to the 40-yard line. And this will be the best starting field position the Colts have had today.
One reason they've had such long drives, they've started on such a long distance away from the opposite end zone.
Harbaugh, who is 5 of 7 today, 1st and 10. And here's Marshall Falk. Out to the 42, and around his ankles he finds Tyrone Stowe, number 90.
You'll see the guard pulling. He's going to pull out. Joe try to lead up through there. Little jab step. Potts leading. Unfortunately, the guy slipped off the other inside block. Running a counter. First counter trap.
Second out and 7. Falk in the game. And it's out to Marshall Falk. And he's to the 43 in a game of about a half-yard. Andre Collins, the leading tackler for the Redskins, makes the stop. Jerry, I was reading something the other day where a couple scouts and assistant coaches said that Falk probably is the fastest running back in the National Football League.
Quick start, we said with the head coach when we talked to Ted Marcia-Broda. We asked him, separate everything else you've seen. He said the quick start, one step, full speed. That time Harbaugh, he knew he was going to the flare back before it was there. The read really should have been the curl on that play.
Out from the spread formation, 3rd down and 7 to go for Harbaugh. Look at that time. Harbaugh goes down. That's the first sack today. And the first sack in 2 games given up by the Colt offensive line. Bruce Smith in Buffalo did not get to him a week ago up in the Northeast.
That play will help the Redskins. Everybody's covered, and it's just like they keep working. This is the first 3 and out that we've seen for the Redskins defense. That will help them. And they actually it was a coverage sack. There was no place to throw it, nobody open, and the down linemen just keep working hard.
Coming up from Ron Stark, the only remaining Baltimore Colt. And with the ball, Brian Mitchell.
That wasn't a lot of distance, but that was a real good hang time. Here's your punter. This guy in 1980 was an Olympic tryout in the decathlon. What an athlete. And here he's been punting for how many years, Kevin? 10?
Long time. Coming up in the NFL today, later today, the Dallas Cowboys will take on the Arizona Cardinals. Or you'll see the Atlanta Falcons with quarterback Jeff George, the former Colt, against the Los Angeles Raiders. We invite you to check the game and time in your area. Here comes Gus Frerotte coming off a great drive before. And on 1st and 10, he hands off to Ricky Irvins. And he plows up the middle for 5+ yards. Quentin Coriat makes the stop. As long as they keep running the ball, it's going to give that young quarterback better things to throw at.
I thought we would see the Reggie come in by now, too. I'm surprised that Ricky Irvin's still in. I thought Reggie Brooks would be in playing a little bit, but he's running hard. He's moving.
Gus Frerotte broke his neck when he was a freshman in high school. Almost gave up football. And off on 2nd and 3. Ricky Irvins, they blow it dead in mid-motion. He got a hit, Jerry, when he was a freshman in high school, and they took him off, wanted to give up football. And
False start, number 67, offense. Prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
First penalty against the Redskins today, and it's on the left guard, Ray Brown. The new coach came into his high school out in Ford City, Pennsylvania. And not only did he let Frerotte see a lot of time and go on to play, but he also introduced him to his daughter, Ann, who Gus will marry this June.
Isn't that nice? And, you know, the coach had to bring him back. He only had 19 players on his high school team.
That's right, yeah.
You can't let anybody quit.
Here's a 2nd down and 8. Nice move by Irvins to break that first tackle, and Tony Bennett was the guy to get him initially. Tony Bennett, the unrestricted free agent from the Green Bay Packers.
I guess you'd have to say they were working under his salary cap with 19 players. What if we told everybody in this league, you got 19 guys, that's it?
How about this guy, Tony Bennett?
How does Green Bay let a Tony Bennett leave? That's what I asked him, why would you leave Green Bay? This guy's a pro's pro. He said, Coach, they never made me an offer. They never asked me to stay. Had a dream he'd play for the Colts.
Sure enough, he starts at the end here. 3rd down and 7. Good time for Frerotte. Acrobatic catch by Henry Ellard. A 1st down for the Redskins out to their 49. That's a pickup of 21 yards.
Now, Frerotte is happy, but you got to say, oh, Henry's happy too, because he wasn't getting that ball, you know, with Schuler in there. We weren't getting a chance to get it out of there. You're playing with the Redskins. The ball was sailing. It was high. Everybody was speeded up. Frerotte seems like he's getting a little comfort zone. That was a high ball, but Henry's getting the ball again. Henry's back.
I like Ferrotte's stroke, don't you?
I tell you, I think, you know, the coaches knew. The coaches said this week in practice was the best practice.
And Perron on 1st and 10 wants to go deep. Henry Eller double team. Ray Buchanan stride for stride with them, along with Ashley Ambrose.
It was a double move. They're going to throw the out, fake the out with the pump, and then the go. The problem when you throw the double move, you watch the move. He's going to come down running out. The quarterback's going to pump but not throw it, and then he's going to try the deep. You have to squeeze the ball hard when it doesn't leave. Squeeze it on the pump. And we saw last week in the Giant game, he squeezed it so hard you don't get a good throw then when you go to throw.
And he got whacked at the end of that pass, but he stood in that pocket a nice long time. Something that's tough for a young quarterback, I'm sure, to do. 2nd down and 10. And he has Cedric Smith, the big fullback, who plows his way to the 46 near the 45, and a pickup of about 5. Stephen Grant, Quentin Coriat make the stop for the Colts.
What they're doing is 2 reads with him, too. That helps him. You got this read and you got that read.
To make it easier?
Make it easier. Yeah. Don't be looking for the 3rd guy, the 4th guy. You got 2 reads. Make it happen, even on play action pass. And I think that's why he feels good.
2-minute warning now. Here in the first half from Indianapolis. Norv Turner's got to like what he sees from his young quarterback. And as far as that coach, he's holding on to a 17-6 lead. Buffalo's got a couple touchdown passes, a couple field goals from the Redskins. And it's 17-6 Indianapolis. Let's go back to the answer of our trivia question, or Aflac trivia question. Sammy Baugh is the only Redskin to have his jersey number retired. One thing I found out about Sammy Baugh is he is the all-time leading punter in the history of the NFL.
There's Harbaugh sitting on the bench with the defense in. Something he's never done to this season. Not up, wasting energy watching.
They're down in 4 for Perron. They're coming after him. And the pass is complete. Caught by Titus Winans. First down for the Redskins to the Colt 30-yard line.
You're going to love this. If you're sitting in Washington, or if you live in Western Pennsylvania and you like this quarterback, all the rookies, they're all coming after the rookie. It's an all-out blitz. They pick it up. A good gun, a good set down by the receiver.
Yeah, Western Pennsylvania has produced some pretty good quarterbacks, haven't it?
We could make a list of that.
Montana, Namath, 7th play of the Redskins drive. Perrott. Dropped by Desmond Howard. He's gone to him twice in the first half.
Where is the flag? Jerry Mike Grace, throw that thing.
Damon Watts covering Desmond Howard.
That was a blitz again. They were blitzing on the open side, and he threw the good slant. I thought the DB got away with one on that one. Damon Walls, the left corner, sort of jumped in there.
That's Perrott, who was the backup quarterback at Tulsa University, to T.J. Rubley, who was the starter for the Rams last year. 2nd down and 10. Standing in that pocket again, Ricky Irvin, close to a first down to the Colt 20-yard line.
I think Ricky, he caught that ball. I think he was shocked. Nobody, he was juking and making moves, and there was nobody near him. Ricky's got to move when he's out there by himself.
Timeout taken by Washington. They are on the move, but trailing 17-6. That's all right by you.
That's okay by me. What about by you?
Well, that's all coming up next on the Doctor's Halftime. You know, I'm taking a look at this young quarterback, Perrott. The calm and composure and the confidence, the way it is built throughout this first half. Now at the 3rd and 1. Lumbering Cedric Smith.
First down.
And they got the first down. Jerry, do you think the quarterback had much pressure? Did he have anything to lose coming into this? I mean, everything was on Schuler, then it was on Freeze. I mean, and nothing on Perrott.
And when he came to visit with us, he didn't have his contacts in. He came in with his glasses. He looked kind of studious. and really, you know, I didn't know who he was. But I did notice when he got up to walk out of the room with you, he's a big guy. He's 224 pounds. And I liked his demeanor. And I said, what's the one thing about you? He says, hey, I'm a nice guy that plays hard.
Flags on the play, obviously. That's
There's Jerry. Jerry, you miss some and you get some.
Well, Perrott played well in the preseason. Freeze has 1 year left on his quarterback, and they need to know what this rookie quarterback can do, Perrott.
12 men on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
There's John Freeze, who's been nothing but first class about this whole thing. Hasn't voiced any displeasure. What a class act Freeze has been. through what has been a real interesting time.
I think if you got an expansion team, we got 2 of them coming, you go get this guy. This guy freezes a player also.
This way.
And I think Washington's got a future because they got some people here that can play. And you struggle with rookies, and they go up and down. But Schuler will get better. Schuler hurt that. And when Schuler hurt that ankle last week, looking at the replays and watching that, I'm proud that he came back in. There was no blood and there was no bone, but it was twisted.
He could have played today if he were healthy. They would have started him again today, they said, even with the 5 interceptions a week ago against the Cardinals.
I worry about Freeze. He's got his helmet on. He thinks, I don't know what it is. He holds for the field goal. He's ready to come out there.
He does hold for the field goal.
Well, he's got his headgear on. With under 2 minutes, you got under a minute, you got to be dressed.
First down and 10. Just out of the reach of wide receiver Desmond Howard. Howard can't complain today. They've gone at him 3 times, and he's yet to make a reception.
Well, Damon Walls is playing everything for a pick. He's letting people get on top of him. He let Howard get deeper than he was. He wants to get underneath the pass. What we're finding is a lot of our good players in the National Football League come from these tiny high schools. This guy here, there's 100 people in his high school graduation class, 19 on his team. We find that every week, don't we, Kevin? These little schools,
they're all over the place.
I promise you. You don't have to be in a big school to be a big person.
There's a second down and 10 with the first half running out. Farrat. There's Desmond Howard's first catch today, his 11th of the season, and he's down to the 10. And he picks up about 6.
And it was a crossing inside route, and we're a long ways from him, but he didn't look scared or frightened. He looked like he was okay coming over the middle.
Timeout Washington, 38 seconds remaining before halftime. The Colts behind 2 touchdown passes, still on top of the Skins. 17 to 23-year-old 7th-round draft choice out of Tulsa University. Gus Farrat, named after his father, and his father named
helps the defense, that defense that's been out there so much.
Here's a 3rd and 4, and for the young rookie, the 11th play of the drive. Wycheck is 22. He's got him. Desmond Howard, first down to the Colt 4 and out of bounds, stopping it at 34 seconds.
What has happened is Gus Farrat has now got credibility, but he's also given his head coach credibility for having the guts to make this decision. People in Washington, a lot of them say, why would I give up on the team? Why give up on the year? And he said, I'm not giving up. I'm playing the best guy for this time. And I think Farrat has proven not only to his coach, but to the people back there, the coach knew what he was doing. I love it when a coach knows what he's doing. That doesn't happen all the time either.
I'll let that slide. First down and goal. Mitchell and Smith in the eye. And this is Brian Mitchell. Burrowing to the 1. Stopped by Devin McDonald. It's an important time to score for this team, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is a big, big series, and I think what I like about the Colts down here is their defensive line. Watching films, they'll fight up. Siragusa down here is as good as anybody, so they're running away from him. They're running back over to the offensive right side. If you go the other way, Siragusa, he'll jump on you. He'll knock you backwards.
Redskins are out of timeouts. Washington down 17-6, and there's the conversation with Freeze listening in.
Freeze has his helmet on because if for some reason they can't stop the clock and have to kick a field goal, he has to run out there ready to go, and you got to have your chin strap. Look how his chin strap's up.
That's a good point. Jerry, the other thing, too, which is kind of an auxiliary point here, is with this long drive by the Washington Redskins, their defense stayed off the field.
That'll really help them. You missed it. I was watching the screen. The head coach just hollered at somebody in the box. Somebody gave a suggestion. Somebody told him what play he ought to run, and whoever did that won't suggest anything the rest of this half. The head coach pushed that button and told that guy, don't give me that play. He wants something else. I love that.
There's big Steve Emtman. We're going to tell his story in the second half. It's been a good one. And there's the unused Reggie Brooks, who has missed the last couple games with the rib injury, but he probably could have played last week, and he definitely could have played today.
He didn't think he'd be wearing that baseball hat for the whole first half.
Second down and goal to go. Mitchell and Smith in the eye. Smith in motion. Mitchell will throw, the former college quarterback. Incomplete, looking for the tight end, Ethan Horton, in the coverage by Ray Buchanan. Flag on the play.
Let me put you into football. We asked him last night if he was going to throw. He says, we practice it all the time. I haven't thrown one yet. but we're ready. We also went to the Colts practice.
Number 34, defense. First down on the 1-yard line by rule.
At the Colts practice, I'm standing there Friday, and they're working against him throwing. They're working against the play. So both teams are working on this thing. This is not a big old surprise.
Brian Mitchell was a record-breaking quarterback in college at Southwestern Louisiana.
A big school for 5,000 yards.
There's the bump by Buchanan, 34, on Ethan Horton.
Did he bump him when they're in the white, or did he bump him in the blue?
That's a good question. Nonetheless, at the 1 for the Redskins. First and goal, and a score here might mean everything. Perrott. Incomplete to Ethan Horton.
Why are you throwing at the 1-yard line? Because you have no timeouts. Why do you throw there? You might as well get out of this set, though. You got 3 tight ends. You're all in a big bunch. You might as well bring your wideouts in because you can't run the ball here. You got to throw.
And watch how long he stays in the pocket and the whack he will take on the play. By Stephen Grant, the linebacker.
If you run the ball, you got to tell yourself that's the last play of the half.
Now this is the 14th play of this drive. Second down and goal. Gus Perrott. Touchdown, James Jenkins. His first touchdown reception of the season, and for Perrott, his first touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
He's having a big day back in his hometown. He told me they're not sitting on feed bags. They got fold-up chairs, but they got somebody to donate a TV. You know those 200 people are screaming and hollering, "That's my boy!"
And down in Tulsa, Oklahoma as well, where he played college ball. And James Jenkins, who was a schoolboy, was one of the top chess players in New York City. That time made the right move in the end zone to get free. The extra point by Chip Lohmiller, and what a huge score for the Washington Redskins, Jerry, just before the half.
That changes what goes on at halftime with both teams. You know, one's going to feel good. He's going to do the play action this way. But these people got a block. He's going to hit that in on an out. He's going to put the ball right on the money. There's the play. And block. There's the block. He leg cut him. And the throw right outside.
And how about the ease of that throw and the beautiful stroke of the pass?
And Perrott, he's going to get a little bit happy.
He deserves it.
19 guys on his high school team. They got more than 19 here today.
And how does the first-year coach feel about the first-year quarterback? Probably pretty good.
Hey, he said kick it. He wasn't too far enough. Come on, Norv. I know inside you're jumping around. He's still thinking about that play he turned down from the guy in the press box.
Now there's Ray Buchanan. His interference in the end zone gave him that first down inside the 1. Right on that drive, the rookie quarterback, 7 of 11.
How many plays was the drive?
14 plays.
All right, now the defense for the Redskins. I love these old uniforms. I like the ones with the maroon jerseys better, but at least the defense isn't playing 2 games.
Right.
There's Mitchell. He's saying, I can make a touchdown if you let me throw it again. Head coach didn't listen. Just shaking his head, looking at those pictures.
Now, what about the Indianapolis Colts? Their reaction coming out of the block at halftime, that will be interesting. And the pickup by Ed Toner, who is a backup fullback. And that will run out the clock. Or, no, it will not. They're going to stop it with 1 second remaining. Get one more play in. Smart move. Why not? After you've hit an 85-yard touchdown pass, Ted Marchibert says, let's give it another try.
Give it another one. Well, we're not close enough to get the ball to the end zone, so we got to get an interference call ourselves. There's the officials with the old throwback hats. I think some of these officials, when they throw away the throwback hats, they ought to throw the officials away with them. But this crew's not all that bad. Call a timeout for a kneel down. Only in the National Football League.
Colts are wearing the 1958 uniforms today, and the Redskins are wearing their 1937 uniforms. The Colts are trying to even their record and stay in the playoff picture. Washington is trying to avoid losing their 6th consecutive game. At halftime, the Colts 17, the Redskins 13. And some of the first half numbers with this game.
What happened is they brought the time of possession back. At one time, the Redskins we're really getting mauled by the clock in the running game. But things have come back in the, and that's why we got a close game. Everything's pretty close.
Washington lost 5 consecutive games coming into today, trying to stop that streak. And for Jim Harbaugh and the Indianapolis Colts, they think this game is about as important as they have played this year, because it would, again, solidify they could put 2 games back-to-back that are very good games, coming off last week's loss against the Buffalo Bills.
And people in the town, when we're talking to the Bellmen, they love Potts and they like Harbaugh and they think Falk can play. But the feeling is, can we keep doing it? Are we going to have a good game, and then are we going to have a bad game? So motivation of this football team is important, to get motivated to do it week after week after week.
Colts looking for their 2nd straight win. They would go to 4-4, and then they would be right in the thick of the playoffs. And no team needs a win more than the Washington Redskins.
Their schedule after this game doesn't get any easier. They got a suicide schedule. For a 5th-place team, you're supposed to have the easiest schedule.
Jerry, they Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Dallas coming up.
Who wants that one, huh? The only break they got is the bye.
Biasucci is number 4. He'll kick off to begin this second half.
Going down with his wedding ring on.
At deep-back, Brian Mitchell and Ricky Irvins. Mitchell will leave it in the end zone. Round to the 20 and 1st and 10 for Gus Frerotte and the Redskins.
Why not bring that one out? It was only too deep, because when he caught it, he was backing up to catch it. If you're going away from where you're going to return, then you stay in the end zone.
Now Frerotte passing today for the Washington Redskins.
The short pass, 5 for 9 for 20 yards, the 6 to 10, 11 to 20. He can throw it in there. And of course, this was a long one, which is a short throw for a long run to the back on the linebacker.
First down today, Frerotte only 3 of 10. Otherwise, he's been 11 of 15.
Converting the 3rd down.
And he's going to go to the air.
Oh, he got hit.
Henry Owens, what a whack by Ray Buchanan. But he held on the first down to the 35.
Everybody gets hit on this one. I tell you what, the Colts smacked the quarterback. Good pressure. Watch him coming after the quarterback. Good stick. He goes down. Good throw and a good stick at the hit.
That's Tony McCoy's 61.
Tony's played good all day.
He has played well. Got to the quarterback a couple times. But Frerotte is stuck in the pocket, to his credit. 83 of 1. And the call to Ricky Irvins. Frerotte is around his shoulder pads, and Tony Bennett with another hit.
Here's probably the most interesting guy on the Colts. This is the man, Tony Siragusa. What he did, here he is right here. He loves to play football. He loves to run. Plows snow in the off-season. Drives a truck with just an AM radio. This is our kind of guy. Got him by the ankles. Siragusa. He's New Jersey all the way.
2nd down and 7 to go. 30 is Mitchell. Frerotte. Oh, no, Mitchell made the mistake or Frerotte made the mistake.
You're getting to be too smart. I thought, I was thinking somebody didn't have the same play as the other guy had. So now we're in 3rd down. Now the guy that's converting 3rd downs is Henry Ellers. Get the ball in. Now, if you're coaching the Colts, you're going to get, now they're going to say combo 80, what's his number, 85. Combo 85. Get him out of the 3rd down conversion. Make him convert it somewhere.
You say, I mean, double team?
Double team. Combo means inside, outside. Get 2 guys on him. He's the guy that's converting.
3rd down and 7. Gus Frerotte. A little bit wide, looking for Ricky Irvins. And the Redskins have got a punt for a 2nd time today in 5 possessions.
The Colts are watching. They ran the combination, took away the 3rd down conversion guy, and that's 3 and out, and that's what kills you.
Reggie Roby. Brewer awaits the punt.
Watch the legs extension on Roby. Watch how high his foot is. He's got the black shoe on. Watch the black shoe above the head.
And a high hang time this time. Brewer from Oklahoma. Near the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Lamont Hollenquist.
I don't know how Roby ever got out of Miami because he's as good as he's ever been.
He was there for 10 years, Jerry.
Watch the black shoe. Watch the black shoe above the head. Watch the extension. Boom! Wow. If you don't love that, that's the only punter I'd take out to dinner.
You know, the special teams are such a science. We were talking to Brian Mitchell the other day, and he was telling us about the seconds that he ticks off in his head and the position that he catches the ball. I mean, it's such a, maybe more of a science than the offense or defense.
Your special teams
Ineligible
coach.
receiver downfield on the kick, number 96, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
96 is Lamont Hollenquist. I mean, you get that science, and you think about all the different things going on. It's not as simple as it looks.
The special teams coach, we were going to say, is more like a head coach than all the other assistants.
Why is that?
Because he's got all the players. His punt team, he may have X amount of offense, X amount of defense. He has all these things he's got to coordinate. Now, why don't you like this punter? Look at this. Look at this. He's wearing a watch. He's got on a wristwatch.
Well, Biasucci had the ring. He's got the watch.
That's what bothers. You know what? He better. If I was coaching him, I'd say, you better be taking medicine. That better have an alarm go off when you got to take your pill. You can't look at the special team. He's waving at the guy. Why are you wearing that watch?
You know, Roby may have been the MVP last season. He had a 44-yard average per punt, and that was the best for the Washington Redskins since 1959.
How does he get out of Miami? How does Don Shula let Roby leave? Maybe it was the watch.
Now what have they decided? Mark Wright and his crew right now.
Look at Mark Wright with that. Look at that throwback hat. I almost said throwback hat. Look at that throwback hat.
The ball's on the 24.5-yard line.
Why? He didn't tell us why.
Well, it should be. First of all, it should be at the 25.
Look at Ted. Ted, what a nice man. Maybe the nicest guy in the National Football League as a human being.
Well, the Colts now have kind of been tested here. They didn't expect this kind of game against the Redskins, and Harbaugh has it first down and 10 yards to go. Who else do they give it to? Marshall Faulk. And he's wrapped up by Kurt Gouveia. What a play by the linebacker.
Led the Redskins the last 2 years in tackles, not starting anymore, still comes in there. First half stats on Marshall. Running to the left, 47 yards. Up the middle, just 26. They got to bring it back. They started off early running away from the blocking back. Remember we said it was a key breaker? They haven't broke anything since those key breakers. Maybe we got to come back to them.
And Faulk has not had a 100-yard game in 5 games. Second down and 14. Faulk is a receiver this time. And he lunges beyond the 30 near the 31. Marshall Faulk, pickup of 10 yards.
Breaking tackles. Now they're going to isolate. They're going to put him out there wide where the whole group can't tackle him. And he can break the one guy. He can make you miss.
Saints on top of the Rams. Detroit on top of Chicago. Giants and Pittsburgh early in the second half, and field goals there we see. Kansas City over Rick Meyer and the Seattle Seahawks. Cincinnati on top of Cleveland. Bengals looking for their first win today. Third down and 4, and from the gun, Jimmy Harbaugh.
He's on Biden.
Checking off at the line. Second sack today by the Washington Redskins, and Sterling Palmer, who had to have his neck x-rayed early on in this game because of a injury, is back out there and obviously playing great. Last week he wasn't touched at all, Harbaugh wasn't, by the Buffalo Bills. Today, the Redskins defense, one of the lowest rated in the NFL, 2 sacks on them.
And they're going 3 and out. That helps them and gets the ball back. Harbaugh, he audibleized. He read the blitz. He had a tip or a key from the linebacker. He knew it was more than a 4-man rush, but he still didn't get it out of it. The wide receiver's got to adjust his route so he can bring the ball out.
Ron Stark is the top punter in the AFC.
Wow, what a punt.
Ryan Mitchell from the 25. He bowled over someone at the 40 on a return of 10 yards. After a punt of 51, Paul Butcher makes the stop. 4-time Pro Bowler Ron Stark. Colts on top, 17-13. Colts have a 17-13 lead over the Washington Redskins.
Saragusa is a guy that his father died when he's playing high school football. He never goes and plays any game. He doesn't write Dad down on the top of his shoes. And he writes it so when he looks down, he sees Dad on his shoes.
Gus Farrat, first down and 10. He's had a good day for the Redskins. And the call to Ricky Irvin. And he's out to the 48. I see better tempo and rhythm with this Redskin offense.
The quarterback is, I think, settled down. They're running the football. They got good mix. You can't throw just on throw downs. You can't run just on run downs. And I think that's what's happening. They're doing what the coach wanted. There's the shoes from Saragusa with Dad written on the shoe. He never goes and plays the game without taking his dad with him. He was Big Goose, and this guy calls himself Little Goose.
And on second down and 4, Ricky Irvin close to a first down, about a football swing shy as he works his way into Colt territory. Picks up about 3.5 yards. Quentin Corey out the stop.
Here's Saragusa. Got his dad on the shoe. Pete's with him. Stick, put his hands in, press out, work down the line, force yourself back. Here's a guy that was 97-1 in wrestling. I love him. He fired his chef. The chef's name was Joe. He fired his chef because he said he burned the gravy. You got to love this guy. He's going to be on our all-nose guard team. We're going to have an all-nose guard team where you can't get on it unless you play nose guard. He may be the captain.
Boy, he's a tough one, isn't he? There's some good ones in the league, though. Yurkovich up at Green Bay. Saragusa here in Indianapolis.
And we're going to say McMichaels is a nose tag. We'll put him on there, too.
Well, they're just that shy. The Washington Redskins are. They got it 3rd and 1. North Turner, who was the backup quarterback, college to Dan Fouts, is starting at backup. His 3rd string quarterback today, Gus Farrat. Big play for both sides here. And I think he nudges his way for a first down. Indeed, he does to the 47-yard line. You know, Farrat thought Jerry had come into Washington, learn for a couple years, play backup, and then maybe hook on with another team. He never expected this scenario of him starting as a rookie.
He said when the coach announced it in the meeting, he wasn't aware it was a team meeting.
That's right, yeah. That's Tony Bennett down, the former Packer and one of the top defensive players in the NFL. He's right now with 7 sacks, tied for 2nd place in the league.
Go back to that sneak for a first down. And he took it over the right guard. If he'd have went to the left guard, again, Saragusa is so good on short yardage, he got the big push.
We're just into the 3rd quarter of play, and the Colts with a couple touchdown passes lead the Redskins.
You're going to watch Bennett is right here. They got a pair of tight ends. When they play a pair, he plays wide. They double him and roll him over. He gets hit, and he gets rolled over. Something happens to him, but he did walk off. Excellent football player they got from the Green Bay Packers.
And the handoff to Ricky Irvin.
Hey, it's over!
And on first down, he takes it inside the 45, tackled by Stephen Grant. They've got Bernard Whittington in there now to take his place. He is a 2nd-year starter, Whittington is.
He stretched his neck on that play on the double team. He's undersized. He's not a guy that's really big enough to be a defensive end, but he's so strong. He's an excellent weightlifter. He's guys from Alligator, Mississippi. You got to be able to play if you're from Alligator, Mississippi.
Loves the outdoors. 2nd down and 7. And Gus Farrat. Good time and right on the money. To the 24-yard line and the reception. Good for 20 yards to Henry Eller.
Henry is back. He's back, I think, because of Farrat. We thought that his season was going on to Freeze when Freeze left the lineup. But he's back, and he told us it would be. Look at this first 4 games. Look at 35 times, 74%. The last 3 games, he only caught 8 passes. With Schuler in there with the young guy hurrying everything, bringing the ball high.
Today he's got 6 receptions. And Ricky Irvin is stood up and taken down. Tackle made by Stephen Grant. You know, Jerry, the hidden beauty of this long drive and all this offense by the Redskins today, as we keep hitting it home, is their defense remains off the field.
their head coach knew that their defense was playing 3 games every 2 weeks. So you got to run the ball, but you also have to convert on 3rd down.
Explain what you mean by 3 games in 2 weeks.
They took as many snaps, took 80, 90 snaps each game. You should only be taking 60.
2nd down and 9. Ryan Mitchell in the backfield, 22 is Whitechuck. A little high there for Desmond Howard, who's seen more passes come his way today than he's probably seen all season.
Yeah, threw it out to him. The ball went high. Again, rookies will speed things up. He set awful quick and fired awful quick, and that's what you get with a young guy, but he's having a nice day.
You like his numbers?
Oh, I like him. I liked him. I was kind of shocked when I saw him with the glasses. I thought they sent in the professor, but as you talk to him, he's a quarterback.
How about on 3rd down?
3rd down, 7 out of 11. That's what they have not been doing. And the key is on 3rd down, as we said, is Henry Eller.
3rd and 9 right here from the Indianapolis Colts 23. Barak to the end zone. Dropped in a flag. Titus Winans dropped it. Humphreys and Ray Buchanan were covering. Buchanan, you may recall, had the penalty in the other end of the field in the end zone that sustained a Washington drive.
Henry Eller broke for the post. The ball went to the outside.
Pass interference, number 23, defense in the end zone. 1st down on the 1-yard line.
Leonard Humphreys.
And Henry was open for the touch on the post. He's not looking at but one place. Don't confuse the young guy, but he does have a touch on the post. Watch 23. No, brother, I don't see it there. Nice camera work. Good job. The Fox still has the best cameraman in football. Only on Fox do you get that kind of camera work.
Another penalty is given a golden opportunity to the Washington Redskins. 1st and goal. Ricky Irvins. And the Redskins have punched it in and lead 19-17. Did you know there was no call by the referee?
To this date, nobody has put their hands up.
Nobody has put their hands up.
That's why I think the coach, Norv, ran down there. They still haven't got their hands up.
Low Miller is in there trying the extra point, and not one referee has raised his arm.
Not yet. We are in throwback officiating.
And for the first time today, the Washington Redskins have taken a lead. 20-17 now over the Colts after trailing 17-3. Ricky Irvins sneaks in, and the Redskins lead by 3.
Raleigh McKenzie, Lachey on the goal line. Very unusual. Are both going to pull. You usually don't pull people down the goal line. Good cut by the back. He gets in. He sneaks that in there for the touchdown.
And here's the kickoff. Ronald Humphrey to the 25, and a flag came from about 50 yards away. That guy threw that the length of the field. Lamont Hollenquist made the stop. Well, we have found one referee that put up his hands, but not the guy that should have put up his hands on the touchdown.
Jerry Markbright, who's standing behind everybody.
Holding number 65 on the return. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's the 7th Colt penalty, the 3rd on their special teams today. Malum was guilty.
Watch your play with Jerry Markbright coming from the right side. Good cut by Irvin. Now watch Jerry. Get your arm up, Jerry. Where are you?
He still has.
Where's your hand, Jerry? There it is. There it is. Right here. There it is. That's the only guy that signals.
The guy on the goal line is when he's supposed to signal. Am I correct?
They got a guy on the right and the left to see if you cross that line, and those people haven't decided yet.
Nonetheless, Redskins on top, 2017. Now the Colts are backs against the wall. They had not had a 1st down since early in the 2nd quarter, and here, wrapped up, Marshall Falk.
Too much dancing on that one, Kevin. He went this way and he went that way, but he never got any plus yardage on that one. But you go to Barry Sanders, he does it. All the good backs. But we saw when we watched film on him, he slides his feet. I've only seen 4 people that slide their feet across. Sometimes he just slides around.
What's happened to the Colt offense, Jerry, here in the last couple drives?
Well, you got to get Falk the ball. You got to get him going. And I think they're losing yardage on first down and makes them throw the next 2 down.
Here's a 2nd down and 11. A little bit low, incomplete for Floyd Turner.
That's the slants they were hitting on earlier. We said the corner had to come and play inside. He had to beat the guy. Make Harbaugh throw the out cut. Don't let him throw the slants. Good Washington coaching staff are coming in there and they're taking that away now. That's why this game has changed on the slant passes.
Colts today wanted to put together another good game on the heels of last week's win at Buffalo, and now they're staggering.
The crowd is booing because Falk came out of the game. They want him in there on every play.
3rd and 11 now, and from the gun, Jimmy Harbaugh. Good time for Harbaugh. Picked up on the play by Martin Bayless. And he's got some blockers. To the 10. And the first turnover of the game is a big one for the Washington Redskins.
I think Harvey caused that interception. We've been saying Harvey's been getting blocked because he's been playing over Wolford. That time he got knocked down, he crawled. He's on all fours, crawling along, reaches over and grabs the quarterback's leg, and he's the reason the Skins got that interception.
Harbaugh's first interception in 3 games. Make it 3.5 games.
There's Harvey to the right. He's down on all fours, crawling. Now he's a little bit late, but they could feel the heat. Bad throw.
Harbaugh has been almost perfect over the last 3 games. No interceptions. Today he throws a crucial one. From the 10, first down. Ricky Irvins pounding his way to the 7-yard line. Tackled by Jason Belzer.
Martin Bayless on a big interception. Here's a guy that played for the defensive coordinator in San Diego. They get a safety, Ron Lynn, and they get injuries, and Ron Lynn says, I know where there's a pretty good guy. Let's go get the guy we had at San Diego. You bring him in. I think he played in Bowling Green, Ohio, and here he is making a big play for his old defensive coordinator, Coach Lynn.
Former Kansas City Chief Martin Bayless, first interception of Harbaugh in 79 attempts. 2nd down. Irvins again. Hits it hard to the 5, and he picks up 2.5. Jeff Harrod meets him there.
I don't believe we're going to see Reggie, but if we win the game, we don't care if you're
talking about Reggie Brooks, and we have not seen Reggie Brooks today, and we thought maybe he might make a difference if he plays.
A point that was made to us, he fumbled in practice, and you're playing a game where turnovers kill you, and maybe they're just not ready for him to take the hits in the game, and we're afraid he was going to fumble. What keeps you from not fumbling is getting hit consistently every week.
Redskins 3rd and goal from the Colt 5. Barat. Touchdown! Second touchdown pass reception today by tight end James Jenkins.
Man-to-man coverage. The strong safety had the tight end man-to-man, Jason Beaster, and he was playing inside, not to give up the post, and the tight end broke to the outside. You'll see 29 slides inside. There's nobody to his outside, and he broke the outside cut.
Second touchdown pass today by Farrat. Low Miller's extra point is true. And the Redskins, who trailed 10-0 and 17-3, have come back to shock the crowd here at the RCA Dome. Redskins 27, the Colts 17 on the arm of the young rookie. In a city of a lot of headline makers, this young man, this 23-year-old kid from Ford City, Pennsylvania, Gus Farrat, first NFL start, has brought his team from behind and grabbed all the headlines the nation's capital would care to see over the next week. He has been absolutely sensational today. And the Colts now playing from behind Ronald Humphrey from the end zone. And a good return out to the 30-yard line.
The young rookie caught a cover 9, which meant he has the tight end man-to-man inside. He's not going to get in there. He's got to take the inside. This linebacker has this back. That leaves no help on the outside for the stay inside it, and he just breaks out and is pitch and catch. It's like getting an A in recess coming out early.
And until today, Jenkins had not had a touchdown catch all season long. Barat's hit him twice. The Redskins lead 27-17. There's James Jenkins. Grew up a near great bowler, too. We talked about his chest playing ability. The guy can bowl as good as anyone. First and 10 for Harbaugh. Now there is a sense of urgency for the Colts. And here comes the rush. Caught by Marshall Faulk. Brought down by middle linebacker Kurt Gavea. The pressure applied by number 72, Lamar Mills.
There's Gavea. He's going out. He stays in on rundowns. Led the team in tackles the last 2 years. Not fast enough, not big enough, not good enough, just makes plays. Just keep making plays.
Second down now for the Colts, who at one time led 17-3.
This will test your quarterback when you're behind. It's a little bit tougher to play.
Second down and 7. Marshall Faulk, good block. Marshall Faulk has got a first down. Tumble into the 42, and what a block was thrown up front by Will Wolford. Gain of 10 on the play.
Called a sprint draw. The quarterback will come out fast and deep, and the back will run to the side and then bring her back, cut her back. He was just tripped up by his own man, or he had a shot at a big one.
Ted Marchibroda says he is the quickest back he has seen in 31 years after his first step. And that is saying something from a guy like Marchibroda. On first and 10, Marshall Faulk. And this time the Redskin defense meets them, led by Tony Woods, who's had a great season. And look at Lamar Mills there. Oh, Lamar has not missed many meals, has he, number 72, dancing there in front of Marshall Faulk.
I love these helmets. I love these jerseys, these pants.
Well, they should stick with this uniform.
And the hometown uniform is the best looking thing in the league, with the maroon and the gold. Keep these old-timers.
Well, they've worn each that wore these in New York earlier in the year. Second down and 10. Roosevelt pops in the backfield. Harbaugh. Caught. Floyd Turner, first down to the Redskins 35. Pickup of 23 yards. And quickly, the Colts are heard from.
Ball was a little high. I think they got rough in the quarterback.
They did.
It's going to be tacked on. High pass. But one thing Turner will do, he'll catch the ball inside. He did that for the Saints.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness against the passer. Hit the passer in the head. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play.
He got whacked pretty good there by our friend Lamar Mills.
And a little bit late. You can't hit him above the shoulders. Harbaugh knew immediately he was going to get that. He looked right at the official.
Well, there have been big penalties today against the Colts. 2 real big ones that put the Redskins in scoring position. That right there is probably the biggest against Washington today. And that's handed in by Lamar Mills. Rookie free agent from Indiana University. So they are now, Jerry, inside the 20.
Everything will change. All the defense's play selection in the red zone.
Potts playing the wingback Faulk by himself in back of Harbaugh. And this is Marshall Faulk. Ken Harvey played it well, rode him out of bounds. Well, our game today has been an interesting one. It was all Colts, 17-3 to begin things. Couple touchdown passes by their quarterback, Jim Harbaugh. But then the Redskins have come up with a couple touchdown passes of their own. Big-time interception, too. 24 unanswered points, and the rookie Farrat has been outstanding. Faulk has had a good day, pass catching the ball, running the ball. They need him, Jerry, down the stretch.
That time, the Redskins looked like the Redskins of all. They had everybody in on that tackle. They swarmed the play. That's the way you got to play it.
On the 20-yard line, second and 11. Faulk, big hole. to the 9, and a first down for Indianapolis. Tackled by Daryl Morrison, gain of 11 on the play.
We talked about Potts. Potts is going to come roaring up in here. Well, Falk behind him. Watch the block. Maybe the best play. He's on 9. Got a shot on him. Hanging on. There's the hole.
Big one.
Woo! Nobody touches him for 10 yards.
Well, you said they had to go back to Falk, and that's exactly what they've done.
You got to go back. You got to feed the stud in this league. That's the law. There's Morrison. We like him. We like Morrison. Psychology major. You'll need it before he leaves this league.
Falk with 91 yards today. First and goal. And Falk again. That time read perfectly by Kurt
Gavea, the same guy. All he does is play.
He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He certainly can play.
Had the sprint draw going. He was going to make a break, and here comes the old-timer mudding up through there. Too slow. If he raced Falk, he'd have to leave yesterday. But he makes the tackle. There's Mills. He's the guy that made the penalty. Cannot hit the quarterback above the head, the helmet. The shoulder pads. Can't hit him in the helmet.
It's the 5th time, Jerry, that Falk has lost yards on first down. That's somewhat surprising to me.
Well, he's a jumper, a jump around guy.
Let's see him jump here.
Same thing here.
Redskins say jump this. And he can't. Andre Collins, leading tackler, makes the stop on Marshall Falk.
You got to love the hometown crowd. You take Falk out, they boo you. You give Falk the ball, they boo you. That's why the coach is happy he got that 1-year extension last year. Let him boo.
Washington has lost 5 in a row coming into today. Their only previous win in a dome in New Orleans. Colts looking to even their record at 4-4. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station. Followed by the Simpsons and Hardball with special guest Barry Bonds. Colts are trying to bond right now with a 3rd down. Goal to go after 14. Jim Harbaugh, Marshall Falk, and again played well by Andre Collins. The defense of the Redskins has played well on plays like that most of the day.
You cannot tackle any better in space. Anybody can make a tackle if we're playing in a phone booth. But the game has changed, and here you got a guy with all this ability, and you got him in space. Watch our linebacker. Inside, and even has a wideout trying to bump him a little bit. Of course, that was Floyd Turner. They're not going to block good, but that's a nice play.
Falk is a little bit woozy getting up off the turf there.
You know our rule.
No bone, no blood, you got to play.
You
right?
got to play.
And it looks like he's favoring one of his legs there, trying to get some regularity to his walk. And what do they call him? Richie Rich?
Potts calls him Richie Rich. Says he's got all the Mercedes, got all the cars. I do the blocking. But Richie Rich is a great guy, great person.
Those are big-time numbers right there, Coach.
Tell you what's big time. He's got 5 brothers. They cook down in the French Quarter in New Orleans. One cooks at your favorite restaurant.
Ralph and Kaku.
Watch his left foot. Little turn there. Now a little dance. He's got those loose ankles. Look at those ankles, bend and turn. If I did that, you'd have to come get me.
I might have to get you anyway. Miyasuchi will try a field goal. He's already knocked one through from 50 yards today. This will be a 28-yard chip shot.
He's kicking with his wedding ring on.
See if he's got the right club. Vaughn starts the hole. And the Colts inch closer. We're going to have ourselves, folks, a great 4th quarter here in Indianapolis. 14-12 remaining in the 4th quarter. Redskins lead by a touchdown. Redskins were down 17-3. They've come back to take a 27-20 lead with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. Gus Frerotte has been a great story, as has Marshall Falk, but in a different kind of way.
Gus Frerotte has proven that the coach was right, that he has a chance to win with this guy. I think everybody back in Washington, D.C. will feel better about their football team and their football coach.
And Marshall Falk in the second half has been a no-show.
He's got 8 carries for 8 yards in the second half. And how do they get back? We said you got to feed the stud, but averaging 1 yard a carry. But that average is kind of misleading. The great backs lose yardage. They lose 3 or 4 yards dancing around. That happens to all the real good backs.
Diasucci to kick off again. This fourth quarter is right now sizing up to be a good one. And it's stopped and picked up by Frank Wycheck. And there's a flag as Wycheck locomotives his way out to about the 38-yard line. Flag thrown, as we said, on the return by Wycheck, who's had some concussion problems in the past. I'd like him to be the big guy in the backfield, but it just ain't happening so far. And so that's why Cedric Smith has been brought back to this team.
Holding number 96 on the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So that'll push the ball back as we go back to Hollywood, and here's James Brown. James?
All right, Kevin, if anyone asked the question, why is Mel Gray the best NFL all-time kickoff return yardage leader, take a look at this and appreciate it. As he slipped through the last hole, Mel Gray, 102 yards, fourth career return for a touchdown. Detroit on top of Chicago, 21-10. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Both teams, thank you, James. Both teams coming off byes last week. Redskins on top, 27-20. How will they respond to a little bit of pressure now? Brian Mitchell gets the call, and he picks up a hard-earned 2 to the 30. And the tackle made by Jeff Harlan.
We've had 5 penalties in special teams today and a total of 11 penalties today. So someone's got to clean this up. Keep from making mistakes. Close game, fourth quarter. There's Marshall. We don't know if he's coming back in or not. Hasn't walked around at all.
Second down and 8 for the 23-year-old rookie, 7th-round pick out of Tulsa, Gus Farrar. And he's got time. Right through the hands of Henry Ellard. You won't see that very often.
No, and he ran that dash to get away from pressure. I'm surprised that the Colts aren't going after the rookie quarterback. Had a 4-man rush. Not much pressure. He's in the dash. This is what the Redskins started years ago with Joe Theismann. He rolls out, no pressure.
That's a catchable ball.
Catchable ball. Should have had that one. Henry will be mad at himself. He loves this offense because he's so familiar with it. The same offense they ran at the Rams.
That was 3rd and long, and there have been a lot of these today for the Washington Redskins. 3rd down and 8. Big play for the defense of Indianapolis, and they're coming after him now with the blitz. And he's got the completion. Flag thrown, the backpedaling Henry Ellard at the 42-yard line, played with Ashley Ambrose, and a gain of 12. That's against Washington.
Pass interference, number 89, offense.
That's Ethan Horton, the tight end. And we've seen some penalties down the stretch here on Washington.
When you dog in your blitz, you have to play inside coverage. You have to be inside of the receivers. You'll see the blitzes. The blitzes are coming, and you have to be inside. There's the tight end pushing off. When you're inside, if the wide receiver breaks to the boundary outside, it's a pitch and catch deal.
Back to the 20 now. And the penalty makes it 3rd down and 18.
The tight end muscled his way off the linebacker. And one guy is assigned to watch the tight end on every play. So he'll catch that one. Siragusi.
They're going to be zeroing in on Farrar, who's 8 of 12 today on 3rd down. Are they going to blitz? No. Good time. Pass caught. Titus Whiting. 1st down. Flag thrown on the play. Gain to the 46, but that flag is against Washington.
Looks like a holding penalty back there. Nice throw, though.
It was.
No play. No play.
Delay a game?
We have a false start prior to the snap. Number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Another big penalty against the Washington Redskins. Just wiping out 2 first-down completions.
Big right tackle. He's going to rock it back here a little bit. There's his toes. His toes came up.
Yep, you're right.
Ed Simons, there he is. He can't be that big and cheap.
3rd down and 23. Ricky Irvin. You know, Jerry, I really think they're running out of options. You get too deep down in your own area, you can't be throwing the ball like he's been throwing.
Well, they got back 10 yards to get a good punt. I think that was a good call.
I agree.
You get third in a mile like that, that's an interception or a sack deal. Here they got back half the punt. Here's the head coach, Harlan. What did we hear about that? Head coach has changed since he was an assistant coach, Kevin. Look at him.
Well, he's after
Ethan
Horton and Ed Simmons as they're coming off.
Everybody loves assistant coaches because assistant coaches don't have to do that. Then you become a head coach, and all of a sudden half the team says, that guy's crazy. He's hollering at me.
I don't believe they said that about you, did they?
They said that when I was an assistant.
Reggie Roby. Oh, he gets off a beauty here.
Look at that thing.
Brewer from the 22 and chased down and brought down to the 18-yard line. Big hit on the play made by the Washington Redskins. Johnny Thomas makes the stop. 52-yard punt. Redskins holding on. Back at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. And the Colts down by 7. 12:04 in the fourth. Falk is in the backfield. Harbaugh will go right to work. And he's out of bounds at the 25. And he picks up 5. This game presented by authority of the NFL and is intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Colts and the NFL is prohibited. Tell me what's going through Jim Harbaugh's mind right now. Down by 7, Jerry, in a very rocky second half of football.
He was looking for Potts running to the flat, and he saw Potts was covered, and I promise you, he didn't look anywhere else. He took off. He knows he can go get some yardage himself if he pulls it down the line.
Second down and 4. Marshall Falk, nowhere to go. Kurt Gavea jumped on his back like a cowboy. But Jerry, in terms of him trying to set up this drive, what is he thinking?
He's got to make the third down conversion. I think what's good is the Washington Redskins defense has now had 46 snaps rather than 75 or 80. They should be able to play also. The Redskins defense are not worn out. They ought to muster up and play.
Yeah, the defense has gone through over 80 plays last 2 weeks. Harbaugh and the completion and a first down with a 32-yard line.
What a catch.
Turner made the grab.
What a catch. That was exactly what he did with the Saints. And they've done a good job. They've gone over to Miami and got a player, and they're getting players from everywhere, just picking a guy here and a guy there, and pretty soon the Colts offense is loaded with personnel.
All right, so you said third downs are big for the Colts. Take me on the defensive side for the Redskins. Yes, they are well rested. What do they stick with now?
What they have been in the past is not a team that blitzes and dogs a whole lot. So I think you stick with what you do. Hope your safeties can help the corners make plays.
5 men on that line right now. Maybe zeroing in on Falk with the 1st and 10. Harbaugh hit as he threw. Falk. A flag and a first down to the 44.
Shane Collins got his first good rush. He did an arm over swim, and Shane got past the best left tackle and was after the quarterback. That's a great throw. That quarterback got that off, and I mean, people were on him.
Gain of 12 on the play, and let's see what Jerry Markwright tells us.
Offensive pass interference, number 81, 10-yard penalty, first down.
81 is the backup tight end, Carlos Etheridge. From Miami of Florida, 6th-round pick a season ago. So a penalty. Penalties have hurt the Redskins, and now they're hurting the Colts.
Penalties. Watch the replay. Here comes Shane. Arm over, coming after him. He looks for the second read, and Shane's all over the quarterback.
You know, Harbaugh's been sacked today twice, but he's had another very efficient afternoon.
The interception hurt him because it set up the points. He hadn't had an interception in a long, long time.
3 games. 1st and 20 with the penalty, and Harbaugh wants to go deep. Dawkins could not find the handle. Tom Carter was stride for stride.
It ended up one-on-one on the outside. Not a good throw. Remember that great throw we had in the first half? Put the ball right there, the one-handed catch. But that throw did not equal that. But I like this guy. His dad, you know, he grew up with football. His dad's the head coach at Western Kentucky University.
Talking about Harbaugh.
Talking about Harbaugh, and he helps his daddy recruit players out of Florida. Got three Florida kids to go to the school. His whole life has been around football.
Second down and 20. Off balance, Harbaugh. Looking for Floyd Turner again. Tom Carter was there.
Had some delayed pressure. Guy just kept working and working, putting pressure on Marshall. Marshall had a good push on the quarterback on that play. Nothing fancy. He just kept pushing himself back there. If you look like Marshall, you can't be fancy. You just sort of push your way around. Ted looks worried. Needs to get something going.
He brings out his best weapon, Marshall Faulk. Third down and 20 for Harbaugh. And he'll be in the spread. Five-man line for the Redskins. Now they back up. Oh, it's picked off. It's going to be a touchdown, Andre Collins. Oh, baby, what a play. Andre Collins. His third interception of the season. And it couldn't have come at a better time.
Standing up here, you can see the whole thing develop. Potts blocked inside and then snuck out. When he snuck out, the linebacker snuck with him. He blocked inside, got the double on Marshall, slid out for the screen, and Collins was sneaking out with him. Watch him block. He's going to block. He hits Marshall right there. The linebacker's dropping. He's sneaking out. The quarterback looks back. And one sneak deserved another sneak.
They were going for Roosevelt Potts. Second interception today by Harbaugh. He had gone the previous 3 games without a single pickoff. Low Miller's extra point is good, and Makowski is warming up. Harbaugh has had a day that you want to soon forget. The Redskins lead. Harbaugh pass, ran it in for a touchdown. 2 Colt interceptions today have led to 14 Redskin points. And it looks like they're going to yank Harbaugh and possibly put in that man, the former Green Bay Packer, Don Makowski. Well, coupled with play of Gus Frerotte, the rookie, it has been a great day for the Washington Redskins. Low Miller. Ronald Humphrey from the 5. Wycheck knocked him off balance. And he's out to the 21. Finally wrapped up by Lamont Hollenquist. Again, the interception.
The Colts were dashing. We talked about the dash. He will dash that way to try to pull everybody that way. Potts will come in and block Marshall and then sneak out. This linebacker drops and jumps it. And you could see it developing from here. There's the dash away. There's the linebacker gone before the ball was ever thrown. Harbaugh knew it when it came out of his hand.
Collins, one of 19 children. At that time, all he saw was about 19 yards of clear sailing down that sideline. Makowski from the gun, first and 10. Little high, but nice catch made by Terry Cash. First down for the Colts, off to the 45-yard line. Makowski came in last week for the injured Jim Harbaugh and had a pretty good afternoon.
I question whether you got a huddle now. I think you got to run 2 minutes. You got 9 minutes. You got your timeouts. You got 3 timeouts. That's good. They got on the line. They're taking a little bit too much time. This is a 2-minute situation, even though it's 9 minutes left.
Makowski first and 10. Faulk bobbled it and dropped it. Incomplete pass at the Redskin 46. Harvey and Morrison saw to it that he couldn't hold on.
The clock stops now. Go back to huddle. Get a signal from the sideline.
Jerry, this was a huge game for the Colts today. They wanted to put together another game coupled with last week's good game, and they thought a win today, led by quarterback Jim Harbaugh, 4-4 in that division, they'd have a real good chance. Things are really looking grim now.
And watching and studying on film, they played so hard, they tried so hard last week, and then they got ahead. They were way ahead today.
A lot of time left, though, about 8.5 minutes. Marshall Faulk from Makowski and a first down inside the Redskin 45.
If they get on the line, this is what tires out the defensive line. Get on the line, get it going. He's giving the call right now.
Faulk has had 2 different games today. First half, he was unstoppable, and second half, very improbable. Only 37 yards. First and 10. From the gun, Mikowski. Falk. Nope, didn't catch it. Bobbled it out of bounds at the 37.
Hard throw. Long out pattern.
Mikowski really enjoyed his best days up in Green Bay, and his problem up there really stemmed from the trade that brought the Packers far from Atlanta. But Mikowski, you may recall, also tore his rotator cuff, and he was not the same quarterback for at least a year after he did that.
And had the big holdout. Missed the training camp
exactly.
1 year. The Redskins are staying with a 4-man rush.
Second down. John Mikowski. Low and uncatchable for Falk. It'll be 3rd and 10. 8:12 left in the game.
Great protection on that. Nobody even near the quarterback.
Was it too early to bring out Harbaugh, or would you have made the change?
Well, I like Harbaugh, and I think Harbaugh's got to be your guy. But they probably realize in a 2-minute situation that's not his strength. His strength is leadership, fighting, and when you're in the game. When you're way behind, maybe they feel this guy's got a better arm.
That's a good point. It should be noted too that Harbaugh is the one who gave the team speech today, motivational speech.
He did. Last week it was Wilford going against his old team, and this week it was Harbaugh. He won't be talking again.
3rd down and 10. Mikowski. Knocked out of bounds. Mark Jackson. Darrell Green with the hit. Jackson broke his hand last week. But watch this hit. Green's even feeling it too.
Oh, the ball went through before he hit him. People here wanting the penalty. That's no penalty.
Good hit.
Ball slid through first. Martin Baylor's trying to come over and help.
And how about this Redskin defense?
I think what's helped them is they had to take all those snaps. They're not playing the 80 plays. There's Green going out holding his wrist. I hope he's all right.
Starts to punt again. Ryan Mitchell awaits back at the 10. Their catch at the 11. 8 minutes remaining in the game. Redskins were down 17-3. They now lead it 34-20. We're in the 4th from Indianapolis. 2 touchdown passes by rookie Gus Frerotte. Down 17-3. Redskins lead 34-20. Look at their second and third quarters. Redskins have been sailing right along. The defense has not been on the field. We thought that was a key today. We did not see Reggie Brooks, at least not till this point. Bob Turner is elected to go with Ricky Irvins and Mitchell in the backfield, and it's proven to be successful.
You got to run the football if you're the Redskins. You got 8 minutes. You got to stick the ball. Get the clock running. You're ahead by 14. Get the clock going.
Winans is on the move, as is Ricky Irvins. And he gets a couple, maybe 3, and close to the 13. Tackled on the play by Jason Belzer.
You got to run it one more time. Take all the time you can. 31 seconds on the play clock.
Irvins led him last week in rushing against the Cardinals. He leads them again today. Redskins running back, 18 carries and 64 yards.
No Reggie. Don't ever leave your glove on the mound. Somebody will pick it up, and he's liable to be better than you are.
2nd down and 8. You can see the play clock. And look out for the blitz, and here they come. Irvins trying to weed his way through, and weeds for about 2. Frerotte has not been sacked all day long, Jerry.
Had a good game. He's 17 for 32. No sacks, 2 touchdowns. Rookie.
And Frerotte will take the first Washington timeout. Make it the Colts will take the timeout. Colts will take the timeout. 7-10 4th quarter. It's the Skins by 2 touchdowns. Tough day for Jim Harbaugh. Had a great first half, couple touchdown passes. Second half, couple interceptions. And the Redskins have turned those interceptions into 14 points. Gus Frerotte, on the other hand, 2 touchdown passes. And in his first NFL snap of the career that he hopes to put together for himself, he's had a great debut. And Ricky Irvins claws his way to the 20. About a yard shy of a first down, and Quentin Coyote makes the stop.
That's the best call. You make the Colts eat up another timeout. It was a great call. They got in a passing formation and ran a jab with the people pulling. Even if you don't get the first down, you make them eat up a timeout. They're now down to 1 with 14 points down.
Ricky Irvins has had a good day, second good week, and really his play has kept out Reggie Brooks, a 1,000-yard gainer a season ago. Coming up after this game, second half of the doubleheader on Fox, Dallas at Arizona or Atlanta at the Los Angeles Raiders. So stay tuned after this game here from Indianapolis today. Washington today was trying to stop a 5-game losing streak. So this, you know, considering their quarterback woes, Jerry, and considering the difficulty they've gone through, and they have lost 4 of their 6 games this year with second-half leads. So, I mean, it's been a tough season for North Shore.
They could have, you know, killed you, but you know, you're in the Atlanta game. You can beat Buddy Ryan. That thing goes to overtime, and he's got some games there that with a break here or there, you know, you're back in the hunt. People thought he was giving up on the season by coming in with Farad. Well, I think looks like he hadn't given up on him.
He knew more than you and me or anybody else.
He knew he had a player.
Reggie Roby to punt again. High, hanging and long. Deep back, Brewer, the former Oklahoma High School Player of the Year, takes it out to the 26, make it the 36-yard line. A.J. Johnson the stop, and a 55-yard punt.
They did a good job on that last series. They did not get a first down, but the first time they ran the ball, there was no timeout. They took all the timeouts. They ate up 48 seconds. Then they ate up a timeout, and then they ate up another timeout. You do that when you're 14 points ahead. So what went on was exactly what you have to do. Now the defense has rested more. They got to make some plays. They got to jump all over the Colts.
The Colts now have got very little time with which to work. 6:52 and down by 2 touchdowns. Don Makowski has replaced Jimmy Harbaugh. Makowski drops again. There's a flag. It was intended for Floyd Turner in the coverage by Tom Carter.
The flag came away from where the play was, so I really didn't see what our officials saw today.
Illegal contact foul, number 47, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
A.J. Johnson. The penalties down the road here, Jerry, have really hurt both teams, and probably the Redskins more than the Colts.
The penalties, even in the special teams, what's happened with pro football and special teams, if you get around a guy's number, you get up on his back and give him a little push, you're going to get flagged.
Colts can't waste a lot of time. Kowski first and 10. And he lines up in the gun. It's intercepted again, this time Lamont Holmquist. To the Colts 5. And Indianapolis quarterbacks today have been robbed by a defense that didn't get a lot of respect, but today 3 interceptions and a 40-yard return by Holmquist, a left linebacker.
He threw the out cut, and the linebacker jumps underneath it. There's a play right up underneath it, juggled a little bit.
They were going for Kerry Cash, and the tackle was made by Roosevelt Potts, 42.
Potts chased him. Potts' big heart. Potts says his job is to be sure everybody works hard, and he's working hard there.
He was not the factor that we thought he'd be today.
No, his blocking was not what we thought it was going to be.
Well, on the 5 for Rock. First down and goal to go. Ricky Irvins. And he's down, bang into the 1. 2 previous Colt turnovers, Jerry, resulted in 14 Washington points.
And it looks like it's going to be 21. Run the ball, take the timeouts or the clock. You can get under 6 minutes here before you snap it. Before you ever snap it.
Holmquist with his first interception of the season. 96. I don't know if he's calling home or calling upstairs, but you know he's excited.
His coach is talking to him, saying, I told you to break underneath that thing.
Second down, goal to go. Ball at the Colt 1. Ricky Irvins, he lost the yard on that play. Stephen Grant. We've just got word from the sideline Darrell Green, the defensive back for the Redskins, has left the field. There have been some banged-up players on both sides today.
He got that wrist banged on him pretty good, and I can remember the year he broke his arm, and they had to put a plate in there and all that, and that bothered his play. I sure hope he's all right, because they need his leadership. They need his speed with this defensive unit, so I hope that he'll be back.
You tell me now, Jerry, it's his elbow, and that's what they're going to go X-ray in the locker. Leading rusher today, Ricky Irvin. Saragusa, a very disappointing day on that defensive line for the Colts. Third down and goal from the Colt 3. Ricky Irvin's touchdown, Washington Redskins.
And every official signaled a touchdown. Wasn't that special?
Now 3 Indianapolis turnovers today and 21 Redskin points, the result. And it looks like the Redskins are going to stop their 5-game slide. And Gus Frerotte is at the heart of the win. But the defense today, the much maligned defense, has played just as big a role. Low Miller. Now we're down to 5:07 in the game, and the Redskins pounding the Colts 41-20. And this set up this touchdown for the Redskins.
There's McKenzie. He'll pull up through, give the ball off, take time off the clock, get a touchdown if you can get one. Down blocked by everybody else. Picks off the linebacker. Good cut, good hard running. There he is. He pushed off. He's coming right at you. You're playing linebacker. You got to stuff that big man. Turns right inside. Nice play. I think the Redskins, if they want to keep this winning going, they got to wear these uniforms.
I bet they do. I bet they do, Jerry. First start by Gus Frerotte has been a successful one. They controlled the clock today, too. I thought that was key for the Redskins, and they got turnovers when they needed. And here comes Scott Radicek, the up man for the Indianapolis Colts, the former Chief and Buffalo linebacker, takes it out to about the 37, and a late flag thrown in the pile.
Flag not 21. 21 when kicking for the face.
That's Darrell Boykin.
Looked like Darrell Boykin. I don't believe he hit him, but he made an intent to try to hit him, and nowadays the intent is as important as hitting him.
What did you think of Marshall Faulk's afternoon?
He started off like gangbusters, and they had some key breakers. He didn't go where Potts went, and that's how those long runs started off. And then I think the Redskins made some adjustments, and they dropped the key breakers, and he wasn't as effective. That's why we almost said great the first half. We got to erase it. Erase the word great. Say he's good, and he'll be all right, but he's not great yet. He hasn't earned that adjective.
Doubleheader day on Fox. Dallas at Arizona, Atlanta against the Los Angeles Raiders. There's Falk, who had a brilliant first half.
There is no unnecessary roughness foul on the play. It's first down.
Falk has rushed and received a total of 206 yards today, but only 37 in the second half. And that was something that the Colts were not banking on. They thought he would put together a complete game. And for Indianapolis, in a game that they thought they had to win, all they can do now is look into space and wonder what happened. What a day by the Redskin defense. Makowski in place of the ineffective Harbaugh, and here is Sean Dawkins to the 40 of Washington.
Daryl Morrison, the safety, has to get over and help on that. A little bit late on the help, and then he missed the tackle. Daryl's a psychology major, wants to help his mother. His mother works with mentally retarded children and brings them home, and he's been around there. He says, that's what I want to do. When I get done playing, I want to help the mentally retarded kids. That's good.
4.5 remaining in the game. Makowski, and another sack coming up for Ken Harvey. Third sack today of an Indianapolis quarterback, and a late flag thrown on the play. Harvey picks up his 7th sack of the season. That puts him in the top 5 in the NFL.
How do you let a Harvey get away? How do you let a Bennett get away?
Hey, Buddy Ryan is the one who let Harvey get away.
There's guys on each team.
Number 73, offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
We saw Harvey play against the Saints and just played excellent football. You wonder how teams are letting these type of players get away. And you can't tell me it's a salary cap. Not when you let a Bennett leave and you sign a Sean Jones at Green Bay, it's not money.
Second down and 20 for Mikowski. Here's Marshall Falk. He's down to the 43 of Washington.
Good tackle by Daryl Morrison that time.
Yeah.
Guy gained 8 to 10 pounds in the offseason, lifting weights, thinks he can play now. Redshirted last year in pro football, called the Suicide Squad, the scout team.
Down to 4 minutes remaining in the game. 3rd and 13 for Mikowski. Down again he goes. There's a flag and there's another. Ken Harvey is on it. How about this? Hey, when they're rested, they're pretty good.
Hey, you know what? If you tell these guys you're going to play 50 plays and not 85, I think they can muster up and knock you around a little bit.
They can do some damage to you.
Right now, the quarterback's saying, I wonder where Harbaugh is. Bring him back in here.
Holding number 69 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
4th down and a long way to go. They got to get all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Redskins.
Changing quarterbacks did not seem to help. They haven't played, haven't converted, haven't done anything.
4th down and 15. Boy, they're teeing off on the quarterback now. Here they come. It's caught. Floyd Turner. And he's got a 1st down to the Redskins 22 and a pickup of 23 yards.
4th down conversion, 4th and a mile. You cannot allow this to happen to you.
Well, what a beautiful shot that is by our camera crew.
Redskin coaches are over here to my right. They're hollering at everybody on that one.
1st and 10 for Don Mikowski. Low but caught. Mark Jackson, the former New York Giant. Broke his hand last week. You can see that wrapping he's got on it. 2nd down and 1. Falk is flanking Mikowski. And it's a touchdown. Mark Jackson, his 1st of the season.
The Redskins in all zone, trying not to give up anything big, and he just ran up underneath the zone. Unmolested. Nobody touched him. Everybody sitting back in the end zone. Plenty of time to throw. And soft zone. All the defensive people are in the end zone already. Nobody to stop him from going in.
And Mark Jackson, the former Denver Bronco, went with Dan Reeves to the Giants. Was let go and signed with this Indianapolis ball club back in late September. The Isuchi's extra point is in. 2:45 remaining. And for Mikowski now, you start planning for their next possession. If you're the Redskins, what do you think now?
Get the hands team ready. We're going to have an onside kick. Somebody's got to recover. The coach here is saying, well, everybody that touches the ball has got to area. See his fingers? He's going hands, hands, hands. The head coach.
Sir, let me ask you about Norm Turner. How do you assess him as a head coach?
I think you got to coach with people to know him. I think you got to be in the pits when things are good and when things are bad. But I like that he stood up, and I know he had a lot of people going to criticize him coming with Farad. We wondered why. I said, why are you doing this? Have you given up? He said, not at all. We have to win football games, and he gives us our best chance to win today. And I like that. I like the guy standing up, and he didn't care who didn't like it. And I think that's what you learn from being an assistant to a head coach. A lot of people don't like your decisions, so you just go ahead and make them anyway.
Well, they had no decision on this schedule, which is a brutal one. Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Dallas. 3 of the next 4 weeks with that bye on the 13th, but all before Thanksgiving. You're taking on 3 playoff caliber ball clubs.
And your defense is tired from playing all those snaps. Maybe this week he takes the pads off of them. Maybe he says, you guys did a good job. You played 3 games in 2 weeks. And maybe you say rest is more important than us banging each other around because we've taken so many snaps.
The defense today, those 2 guys and a whole ton of others, came in with playing more downs on the field than any defense in the NFL. But look at the difference today when your offense can control the clock and sustain some drives.
What are they taking? 85 snaps to 90 snaps a game on defense? You can't do this. 64 today allows you not to play 3 games in 2 weeks. Hands team on, onside kickoff team on. You got to get the bounce. On AstroTurf, you got to get the ball to hit hard. You got to kick the ball up at the top of the ball, get the ball to bounce up in the air, and get blockers to block the hands team, then somebody snatch the ball. You got to bounce the ball. Bounce. Ah, it didn't bounce.
I think it was gobbled in by Andre Collins. Radigan, the young kid from Notre Dame, is on it as well. Redskins have the ball.
Big play. Collins got his hands on it before it hit the turf to take the bounce and go up high to allow the Colts a chance.
Ted Marchibroda has 1 timeout remaining. Down 41-27.
Got to be disappointed after that big win in Buffalo. Here's the kick. Tops now. You got to get this bounce. Not good.
Gus Farrat made his first NFL start today. Ricky Irvin, he's had a nice day. And he spins. Goes inside.
Timeout for the
36-yard line.
Colts. The Colts, by the way, were at their practice facility. They have added the nicest indoor facility that we've seen. And what I like about the floor, they're going to have AstroTurf on their indoor facility, but the foundation is cut up car tires and gravel. And I always wondered what happened to all those old tires. And it's softer, and it's going to be easier for the team to practice on. But it's a $9 million facility the Colts have added this year.
Colts are now out of timeouts. Today's game was produced by Jeff Gowan and directed by Andy Kindle. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you as always. Studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. And the executive director of Fox Sports, Ed Gorn and David Hill. Special thanks to our statistician, Pat McGrath, our spotter, Jimmy Stamos, and down in the truck, Barry Strong. Rich Russo and Bo Garrett, part of our Fox crew here today. Tough day for Marshall Faulk and the Colts, but for the Redskins, their first win in 6 games. And Ricky Irvin stacked up. Jerry, you know, inside, indoors, and domes, the Redskins are 17-4. Their only other win this season, you and I did the game down in New Orleans, and they won inside the dome down there.
And it wasn't close.
No, it wasn't close.
You know, they won like a blowout, and they did it, I think, that day, you know, with Mitchell on the kick return. What they need to do is get more games indoors.
This is the worst road team in the NFL. Washington is in the last 5 years. And their 2 wins this year have been on the road. We're down to the 2-minute warning. Redskins have come back with defense and a young rookie quarterback to win their first game in 6. Redskins will go to 1-6. The Colts will drop to 3-5. There's Darrell Green. Good to see him back out there. He does have, though, a pad on that elbow, but it's good to see him out there and enjoying the win, the longtime veteran for Washington.
He's the guy that you want to be on your football team, and if he was injured, I think they would have had his pads off, so we're hoping he's all right.
3rd down and 8 for Farrat. And Ricky Irvin. Boy, he's had a nice day. And he cracks some room and carves out a gain of about 6 down to the 29. What about Jim Harbaugh? Boy, coming off the high of last week, they wanted to put together another good game, and they just couldn't do it in the second half.
The fun of being in the National Football League, whatever you've accomplished, only lasts for about 6 days. This bad day, in 6 days, you get to correct that. It isn't far from the outhouse to the penthouse, or vice versa. And this week, he's in the outhouse, but he's got a chance to bring it on back.
Ricky Irvin's today 84 yards on a career-high 26 carries. Make it 27. And give him the first down. Ricky Irvin to the 23.
What was beautiful on that, he started inside, he bounced outside, he got the first down, and he sat down without going out of bounds. He did not want to stop the clock. He did a lot of good things on that play. And poor Reggie, what about old Reggie Brooks? He's over there saying, and the quarterback, Two guys left the glove on the mound.
Yes.
In the National Football League, if you're injured or you're hurt and you miss your rotation, pretty soon somebody takes your job.
And they've been unhappy with Brooks since the start of training camp with a series of injuries. And he's going to have to earn his way back into the lineup. Irvins is zeroing in on 100 yards. I doubt he'll get it now. They're just going to sit on the ball. And this will be the final play of the game. And a win in his rookie debut for the 7th round pick from Tulsa, Gus Frerotte. A shocker in the nation's capital this week when on Monday they named him the starting quarterback. And he responds with no interceptions, 2 touchdowns. It's a great running day from Ricky Irvins. And the defense turns 3 Indianapolis Colts interceptions into 21 points. The interesting thing about that, coming into today, the Redskins had the worst giveaway takeaway in the National Football League. And it was because of that and the play of young Gus Frerotte from Ford City, Pennsylvania. Town doesn't even have a stop sign or a stoplight. And he wins it today. So now for Jerry Glanville. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long from the RCA Dome, where the final score, Redskins 41, Colts 27. You've been watching Fox coverage of the National Football League.